The future is now. Is this like a
Now?
like yesterday?
How about like tomorrow? Not quite.
No, that's
I'm not ready for the future.
Well, if you are not ready, then you are going to have your face blown out of your butt here.
Whoa.
It's me. It's Jeff. I'm here with the original good guys.
Yeah.
Matt
Hey,
and Brad.
Hi. I'm gonna take these pills and then I'll be ready for
All
the
right,
future.
time to get pilled up and play some video games. The Xbox One X is here.
You okay, Brad?
Yeah. I brought a headache
Okay.
with me.
Yeah?
Yeah.
How's that
lot of
working
that
out for you?
going on today.
Like a back of the neck thing?
Right here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't really get them here.
I think it's an eye strain.
Okay. I get like a base of the skull thing, or sometimes I get one eye, like someone's shoved a poker in my eye and out the back, and so it's like a through line from here to here.
Yeah.
But I don't really get.
right in the brow.
Yeah, I don't get a brow ache too often.
This has caffeine in it.
Then you're set.
What's up with that?
That's they're good hangover cures too. Caffeine and aspirin. They sell them in Mexico as like one pill, caffeine and aspirin all together. But
yeah.
if you,
And you get them out of the first aid kit the same way.
speaking of,
So, video games.
Yeah. All right, now I'm ready.
Microsoft has released the Xbox One X.
Yeah.
It's these things.
We got two of them.
Yeah,
right here.
we got two of them here. I think there's a third one kicking around here somewhere. And so it's a more powerful Xbox One. We talked about it on the podcast. My take on it is, this is what they said it was going to be. It's a more powerful Xbox One. You've spent some time with one. What are your thoughts?
On a 1080p TV.
Right, I've been playing it at 4K.
Yeah.
You have not.
It's fine. Like you said, I mean,
All right, everybody, thanks for watching.
I mean, it's the same thing as the PS4 Pro last year, right? Like, it's a slightly better one of those. Same interface, same, like,
Yeah.
like,
Well-
like my first impression was I booted it up and I was like, this looks and feels exactly like the other thing.
Well, so yeah, I would say at 4K, I think it is a somewhat improved experience
Yeah.
over the PlayStation Pro.
Sure.
But
Okay. Yeah.
the PS4 Pro was never marketed as a 4K.
No, it totally
yeah,
is.
that's
It's 100%
the whole
is.
thing. Yeah, but this
Not
is more of a leap forward
Yeah.
in terms of power from the sounds. Thing.
I just mean, like,
there's
the-
a vapor chamber. In
Yes,
there, so
totally.
you know,
Do you notice does this thing get loud? Like, it doesn't have a lot of ventilation.
I have not heard it get loud.
Yeah, like you've played some, like, Wolfenstein sets my PS4 fan going like a fucking leaf blower. Like, did this thing get loud with
Not
that
that
game?
not that I remember.
Really? Okay.
But you know, I've been playing the most graphically intensive games here, like this one. It's called Skate 3.
I mean, you said it is the future, so.
Yeah. So this is one of the handful of 360 games that's received updates.
Okay.
And so they're running it basically at what seems to be like a higher internal resolution.
So, like, they did programming work? Is that what update means in this case?
Not necessarily. It might just be that they increased the internal rendering resolution.
Yeah. Or what I mean is, like, this is not every 360 game that's getting
No. This is specific. There's like 7 of them. It's like Halo 3, Gears 3, Mirror's Edge.
Why is there a big black spot on the studio monitor, but not on these TVs? Is that?
Never mind.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
Thanks.
what he said. This looks sharp.
Yeah, so I mean, same game, but yeah, like a sharper look. Some of these games have. This is a nice look for Skate 3.
Yeah.
This ended up being like a nice surprise that they rolled out pretty late in the cycle of us having these things.
Yeah.
Of like, oh, by the way, we said it was going to be like Halo and Fallout and one other one, but by the way, Skate 3 now works. And I was like, oh shit.
Somebody accidentally stuck Skate 3 in one of our dev kits and it worked. So
Yeah.
here you go.
Yeah, right, exactly. And so if you're familiar, like these videos get a lot of traction of people like, here's Breath of the Wild running at 4K.
Yeah.
And it's like it's like emulators and fucking weird rendering hacks and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I don't know too much about the method that Microsoft is using, but it seems similar in that they're kind of like taking an existing game and going like, hey, what are some quick and dirty things we can do to smooth it out?
Frame rate got real chunky there. As you were talking about it.
I think that
It's
was
slow
maybe
motion.
for effect.
Yeah, part of it is,
Yeah.
yeah.
That was probably intentional.
Yeah.
Like some original Xbox games too.
Right.
I saw-
In fact, most of them. And that'll, if you're on a regular Xbox, you'll still see those benefits as well. So
I saw like Ninja Gaiden Black will run at native 4K on this thing.
yeah,
Which is just
crazy.
insane. That's like a 15-year-old game.
Yeah, and stuff like
Almost.
Black. Like we did that stream of the backwards compatibility stuff, and a lot of that stuff was looking better then. And they've added that effect to like Black was not updated when we did that stream,
Okay.
but like later that day they patched Black to run at a higher resolution as well. And so, yeah, it's a method that they got out there and touted. And
Yeah.
I'm in giantbomb.com/chat. If you use the ask a question button at the top of your stream button chat window,
Yeah,
I will try to answer. I'll try to ask questions because I have not followed the Xbox One X stuff too closely. I'm pretty new to all this. I don't have one. You guys have been playing around with it, but I have not really.
I played Gears
Looked
of
into
War
it much.
4 at 60 FPS.
There you go.
That was the first
I want
thing
to say,
did.
I believe the multiplayer already ran.
Yeah, it
60.
already did. Yeah, the campaign specifically.
Yeah, but the campaign,
put
now
out-
that there's a, and we'll get into some of those games in a sec here.
Why is there a compass in this game? Do you need one? Do you ever need to know that you're going north or south?
There are, I want to say it's more of a mini map also because it'll show like, hey, there's a spot up here that you can get to. And
That was kind of rude.
I was playing Mario. Like Mario,
Knock that lady over.
Mario doesn't seem to need a compass in the screen at all times. When I was playing that, I don't know why. Call me anti-compass.
We usually do.
screw that skateboard. Give me that skateboard. Screw the skateboard.
We have a whole bunch of games
Give me that
installed, right?
skateboard.
Are you Harry Potter?
Yeah, I'm the
going
Harry
on
Potter
here?
of the skateboarding world. I'm a wizard. I'm a skate wizard.
We have a huge amount of games installed. We're going to take a look at a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
Not just skate.
I think we might just play skate for
Okay.
like an hour.
For like 3-4 hours maybe.
because this is the most exciting.
We have a
No,
we have a weird setup here because we've got this machine pushing out 1080p through the internet.
Right. So we're not. This is a 1080 capture.
Right. But then we've got this other Xbox run straight into this gigantic 4K HDR TV.
Right. So we can actually. I'll switch that over so people can get a sense of what that looks like. Yeah. So the magic of 4K.
Wait,
right?
hang on.
Hang
about-
on.
you're
Let
about to
me-
get it.
Let me change inputs here. Hang on. I have to use my phone to change the inputs here. What is that? HDMI 1 are we on? Yeah, 1. And then
2?
no, we were on 2 for that.
Okay.
We're in. This was in 1, and then.
Okay.
Look at that! Look at that!
Magic
Look
of
at that!
4K.
Damn!
The magic of 4K. Hey, here's Astroneer got an Xbox One X update.
Yeah,
Guess we can see what that looks like because I have it running.
yeah. So it's it's more powerful
Sure
than the
is.
Xbox One, and it's probably I'm not a graphics wizard. I'm not a tech wizard, but I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say that it seems like it's more powerful than the PlayStation 4 Pro as
Sure.
well.
Yeah.
But how much value you place on that stuff, I think, is going to be like a very. I'm just saying, like the number one question we get asked is like, should I buy one of these? And, and I don't have a. There's no clean answer to that question.
Based on the amount of trouble we had getting HDR working on this TV,
Well,
I'm going to say maybe not.
I'm going to say that that's the fault of this fucking TV.
That may be true, yes.
Well, it's 100% the fault of this fucking
Well,
Vizio.
it turned out we were using the wrong cable.
Can you pause skate? Just get rid of the music. It's
Also.
kind of super distracting.
Why do you hate?
This is not the best game.
Don't hate the skate.
I can mute it, Rory.
Okay, thank you.
We should play something else.
Well, I mean, I haven't seen Astroneer running, so I mean, I we'll switch back to the other one and stream some stuff.
Well,
out.
this is still in game preview. It's still pre-alpha.
Yeah.
Who knows what they've actually done to this?
But it
looks very
pretty
sharp. It looks very
Yeah,
sharp.
You know.
Also, it looks very bright.
Yeah, these games that have PC counterparts, which is most of them, they're already kind of doing a lot of the work to run at higher than 1080 resolutions.
Yeah.
So you get some of that stuff. I think for me, it's been interesting seeing a lot of these games, but there are still. It still feels like a compromise in some ways,
Yeah.
where it's like, oh, this, like Assassin's Creed, we'll play.
Yeah.
And like, oh, this looks really sharp. The frame rate's not 60. It's not.
To be fair,
yeah.
Assassin's Creed is a super demanding game
Yeah,
on PC
totally,
too.
totally,
like the
totally.
high-end
Yeah.
settings on that game are really, really up there.
But I find myself kind of, oh, are you going to try this again?
We
This
tried-
straight up crashed last time.
This
we
got a
tried to launch
4K
it.
update, and it did not go well when we tried to play it before
Yeah.
this.
I didn't even realize this game came out. I didn't hear about it.
It came
at
out a
all
year ago. It
when
came out last
when
December.
It launched. Never got through 3 either. I'm gonna start throwing some questions, you guys. Man.
Okay.
Yeah, sure. That's hopefully I've anticipated the one, which is like, should you get one? Like, it becomes a factor of like, what other platforms do you own?
Yeah.
What do you value in terms of like how much money are you willing to spend? Because if you're willing to go the extra distance and you really value power, like the PC is going to be.
Well, I'm a big PC fan. I spent a lot of money on my PC, but for the price performance of this running 4K, like it seems to be able to do seems like a pretty decent deal.
Yeah, like $500.
Yeah.
Like it's I feel all right about it.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things where like I already have a really built up PC.
I spent $800 on a video card that struggles with 4K on certain games. So if this is like a one thing you buy, it runs 4K perfectly on every game. Which
Well, like you said, like you're going to
not,
get games that
yeah.
run at 30 FPS or
Sure.
lower.
Right.
Right. And also, like, different games are going to take advantage of it differently. Like, they don't mandate that it's 4K, so you'll have a lot of games, or some games that'll be like, oh, we're rendering at 1440p and scaling up. Or there's cases like Arc, which on the Xbox One X, you can run a 70-player server. If you're on that, because that's just how
That's
they
kinda
chose to
neat.
use the power.
That's kinda neat that
Yeah,
they
like
did something like
yeah,
that.
like stuff like that. I think is interesting.
Yeah.
And so
Jason.
it ends up being a case where like the three things that Microsoft points out are 4K, HDR, and enhanced, which is like incredibly vague.
Wow.
So this just crashed again.
Crashed again.
That's sweet. Dead Rising 4 is such a good game anyway.
It's my
so-
crusty year-old save game.
Yeah.
It's no longer.
What'd you say,
compatible.
Jason? You want to get off the screen?
Yeah, we're trying to mask the.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yep.
Give me a heads up if you go out to the dashboard.
Okay. I think we're gonna. You want to head back over to the other?
Yeah, sure.
The other setup. We're gonna
Yeah.
head back over to the other TV.
Yeah.
I don't understand anything about
No, don't worry about it.
any of this stuff.
Uh,
JDC XXX as a question that I asked right before this. Does it support 21:9? This is only a 16:9 thing, right? There's no other resolutions beyond 16:9.
I don't.
believe
I
it
don't
supports-
think it supports any other.
Being so PC-like, I
I thought I saw a Microsoft person on Twitter saying that if you hook it up to a native 1440p display, that it will do native 1440.
Oh, that's cool.
So it's not necessarily just limited to like PC resolutions or whatever. But okay, this is Call of Duty. I was like, for a second, I was like, why is it making me go through this? And I realized like, oh, it's doing it again because this is not HDR. Like the HDR brightness settings are often different than.
Very bright in my limited experience.
In general, have many games included a higher frame rate option versus higher resolution? Is that not-
Gears 4.
Gears.
Trying to think what else.
There's one other one, and I can't remember which one it is. Why is it making me do this again? There's one other.
We could look at the games and apps real fast. See if we can figure it out.
It's one that I didn't own. That it had like a basically like a quality versus detail. But no, so most games.
Oh wait. Well, Shadow of War has something like that, but it's not frame rate. It's resolution versus quality. Like they just use the vague term quality.
Right, that's right.
Might mean like draw distance or shadow quality
Yeah.
or texture filtering or who knows what.
Do we have Shadow of War on this?
Yes,
Yes.
we do.
Maybe we'll take a look.
Yeah,
And my understanding is that Shadow of War does not do native 4K.
I think that's right. Yeah. Wolfenstein does not either, I believe.
Yeah.
Is this?
This I believe is. So here we are in
Is
headquarters.
Microsoft putting that info out? Like they've got that giant table on their website.
So that table will say 4K if it's native 4K.
if it is, but they literally mean it when they say 4K.
That's my understanding. I haven't gone in one-to-one
yeah.
checked it.
I got the impression that Sony was kind of loosely calling things 4K when they
Right,
were
there's
actually
a lot of
using
like all the
checkerboard
checkerboard and all that other
type
stuff. Yeah. So this is, having played most of this game on the PlayStation 4 Pro, this is a sharper experience compared to that, and but mostly quite similar. So not like going to be like gigantic dramatic differences in every single case, but.
The UI in the Xbone, still feels janky. Does it feel better with more horsepower behind it?
No.
No.
No?
It feels exactly the same.
No,
it's
like,
still like weirdly
Like,
hitchy in
we'll just
spots.
Go to, so I maybe this makes me an edge case of having 230 games installed. But
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
like I'm holding down and it's like,
yeah.
it'll stop.
I mean,
and
I'll
then go.
I'll
and-
forgive him for this because that's a lot of stuff. That's a lot of stuff to index or whatever. But
yeah.
But there's other spots on the dashboard. Like if you just go to the home screen,
Right.
like it's still not super smooth going up and down that menu. Like it still feels like it's like trying to load in parts of the UI here and there when you scroll around.
Yeah, I think, my thing is I just wish that that maybe it would just show a few more things you had run recently.
Yeah.
Than like this 3, like this space will always be devoted to whatever disk you have in the system. I think
Yeah.
if it's not up here, and then
Yeah.
they've got ads right
the,
here on
the
your
idea
front screen.
that, the
and
idea that almost half of that bar is ads.
like
is
this
kind
stuff
of,
sucks.
That's
Like
kind of a
if this was for the last 4 things or
Yeah.
4 more of the things you'd recently played,
Yeah.
I would feel a lot better
like
about
I've,
this screen.
I've really come to appreciate that about the PS4 interface is that they're by default at the home screen there are no ads. Like you have to drill into the store,
Yeah.
or like go down into a game to see like
Right. Though at the same time, I
Upsells
do
good.
like that they're really good at surfacing. Here are the games
Yeah.
you can download
Yeah.
with your gold membership.
That's-
like
that's
that's
nice.
that's been good.
Yeah.
That is-
And their pin stuff. I think that like this version of the Dash is better than what they had before.
Yeah, this is probably the best dashboard they've had.
But I
so
still
far.
feel like, and I'm sure that they would probably say like, oh, our research shows that no one plays more than 4 games at a time.
Yeah.
And you guys are just fucking lunatics. And I'd be
Probably
like,
true.
yeah, but also you put fucking ads on the Dash and that sucks.
A lot of people asking about load times, which I think
They seem
we'll be
bad.
talking about.
They,
I mean, that's I guess
show you
that's,
some of those
That's
coming
game
up.
to game. It's hard to say.
right. Like I feel like the load times in Gears were always bad and they're still bad. Like it
Yeah.
doesn't seem like that's necessarily improved.
I loaded up. We loaded up Rise of the Tomb Raider in 4K HDR, full everything right
That was
before this.
easily
And
2
that
minutes.
That took. Yeah, that felt
or
like
3
it
minutes,
felt like
probably.
it took like 2 minutes to load in. I mean, 4K assets are big, right? That's a lot of giant,
yeah, but
giant textures
like
and stuff.
I feel like load times on the Xbox One were not great to begin with in a lot of cases. So I couldn't necessarily tell you if it's better or worse because of the assets or like logically you would think like, oh, the assets are the assets, and if they're bigger, it's going to take a longer time to load.
Right.
All that sort of stuff. This game, I wouldn't take the load times at face value right now because their servers have been such shit
Still?
since launch. Like the headquarters stuff that we were just in is supposed to have other people
Oh,
in it,
right,
but
yeah,
that
yeah.
stuff is still like all offline.
Yeah.
So I guess I need to turn off notifications. Thanks for reminding me.
Yeah.
So you've been playing this in 4K. You've been playing it at 1080p. Do you notice like a huge difference in frame rate or anything like that?
No,
From what
because they I think the vast majority of games are what they are, regardless of what TV you're playing them on. Like that's why you hear about so many games are like, we're still rendering a 4K and just downsampling
Team
it to 1080p,
deathmatch.
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Eliminate the enemy team.
4K TVs are getting cheap.
It seems like we're almost at the point where if you're buying a new TV, you're just getting a 4K TV, right?
Yeah.
It just seems like it. There are
a
still
60
plenty of 1080p TVs on sale, but
Yeah.
There's a 65-inch one at Target for like $700.
Yeah.
Which looked really big.
Jason was talking about one a lot of people are getting that's like 500 at Best Buy right now.
Mine for 6-7 years now.
that was terrible.
At the same time, it's like, everybody was talking about HDR10 as being the HDR standard. Now people are talking about Dolby Vision, like that's a big deal, and like people are
This stuff seems
Saying
like,
that, like-
it is still in flux
Yeah,
in a
totally.
way that it.
people are talking about like FreeSync might start showing up in TVs soon. Like it's all over
Wow.
the place.
What was that?
FreeSync.
Resync? Yeah.
It's the open standard version of G-Sync.
Somebody was saying that the Xbox One X supports.
Yeah, the Xbox. This Xbox totally supports FreeSync.
I do want to see some HDR.
So like
stuff.
I'm like afraid to buy a 4K TV. I'm
The
not-
Xbox, it supports FreeSync?
That's what
somebody
that's
said?
what I read.
So
Yeah,
you can plug it into monitors.
yeah.
Near death kill, not bad. 2 of them.
It's kind of the same
How'd you
reason I'm
live through that?
afraid to buy a monitor right now. There's just like it feels like there's so many competing standards and, like,
Well, and I've got,
things are changing so fast.
I've got NVIDIA cards, so FreeSync's not even an option at that point. And so, like,
Right.
am I going to go buy a monitor and then buy the stupid G-Sync module, or go buy a G-Sync monitor, or what? Like,
Yeah.
like there's the decisions to be made on all of the display stuff right now. It's a lot.
yeah.
to dig
Samsung
into.
put out a 49-inch 32:9 monitor recently.
It's too much.
It looks like
So basically, what you're saying is that your monitor ain't shit. Way to buy the garbage monitor right
It's
before the good monitor comes out, I
$1,500
guess.
though, but,
Well,
that-
do you want a good monitor, or do you want it or not?
It looks like 2 Playboy centerfolds like back to back or side by side on their sides. I haven't seen it in person.
Could you watch a full like what is it anamorphic like 2.35 to 1 like
Yeah, that's
the super widescreen
That's
with
bigger
that actually
than
like
32 by 9. I think is bigger than any. I don't want to say for sure, but I'm pretty sure there's no movie. Oh, about.
like I thought he could hide in the corner.
Somebody in
Nope.
chat knows the biggest, widest movie format. I think 32 by 9 is bigger than that, but it looks fucking cool. All right, more questions. How about that?
Yeah. So this is a nice looking version of this game.
Yeah. It
It
totally
runs
look-
well at 4K,
Yeah.
and
Does it drop any frames? Does it seem like totally
doesn't
smooth?
seem.
Yeah.
It seems as smooth as it is on anything else.
Have you guys tried Destiny 2?
No,
It
I
is not
don't think
enhanced.
it's been patched
really?
yet.
So
Yeah.
it's a weird case where
Package on the way.
they sent out copies of Destiny 2 along with this console. They sent along a lot of codes for like games that are presumably going to be, and the overwhelming majority of those games have been updated. Destiny 2 is not.
That's weird because it has a really good PC port. Like somebody in chat just mentioned.
Recon
And
search.
well, so they have said that they're not going to make Destiny 2 run at 60 on
Yeah.
consoles.
Yeah.
So regardless of what you get, it seems like you'll get like what the PlayStation Pro gets when and if they do update it. Worth it. Worth it. So I don't know. Like that's been very confusing for people for the past week because a lot of people have been posting pictures of like, hey, why did I get a Destiny 2 code with this when Bungie's been incredibly ambiguous about what they're going to do for Xbox One X.
Yeah.
And then you start to realize like, oh, also they did a lot of business with Sony with
Right.
regards to
Forgot about that
exclusives and all that other stuff. So I feel like even if they were able to make this run at 60, which I think to hear them tell it, they're like CPU bound and can't really
Yeah.
and can't really do it. But I suspect they also wouldn't make this version look dramatically better than it looks on the Pro because they are doing business with Sony. That's my guess. That's what a good partner would do, right? Is not make the version for the competing console look better if you were Bungie. I don't know.
Somebody in chat is saying that Titanfall 2 apparently runs worse than the PS4 Pro. Huh. Just curious.
We've got that installed. I messed with it a little bit, but didn't necessarily side by side it or anything. Titanfall 2, it's high res, like it looks better than it does on the base, but not necessarily like dramatic difference on that front. So yeah, like that's the thing. Now that this is out there and the Pro is also out there, they're providing more and more reasons for developers to think about the increased power and maybe on a go-forward basis, this stuff will stand out a little more. But when it comes to this initial launch of this device, the only thing I would say I came away from the last week and a half saying like, was Forza.
Somebody's saying that Hitman also has a
Yeah,
Quality.
it just pulled.
That they
On this
and
Xbox.
They do that on the Pro also. They have a
Yeah, it got
quality,
updated on the-
frame rate
Yes.
frame rate versus quality toggle.
Yeah. Yeah, we should pull that up. See what it looks like.
As nice as the PS4 Pro and Xbox are, have we now created a market where the original, less powerful models are going to hamstring game development? It seems.
I don't think so.
axiomatic.
Depends on who you ask. Because of things like, hey, the CPU hasn't changed that much.
Yeah,
and-
that's the big one, I think, because that determines, for the most part, like what kind of game logic you're doing, simulation and such. So the base game, like the action that's taking place in front of you, probably not going to change that much.
Yeah.
It's just what resolution you can pump it out at, how many effects you can apply to it.
Yeah. All right, let's move on.
Did you see this news this week about Intel and AMD teaming up on a chip?
Yeah, that was
on
really
an
weird.
SoC. That's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Considering
Like-
all the shit Intel has done to AMD over the years.
Yeah, like they've kind of been they've been going at it for years competitively.
Intel famously offered, I think, system makers discounted chip prices if they didn't offer AMD chips in their things.
Yeah.
Which is a huge deal a long time ago. I could be totally mistaken, but that's what I recall hearing. So those two companies is working together seems like a
My
bigger deal than-
my understanding is they're trying to stave off Nvidia. 'Cause
Yeah, that's
Nvidia
true.
is becoming so dominant in like the low power and mobile space.
but just Intel and AMD working
So
together.
you'll notice that Call of Duty doesn't show up here when I filter by
Yeah.
Xbox X Enhanced. That there's still a bug.
Okay. Show the thing. Show the thing. My favorite thing that
Yeah,
we've learned
so
in the
yeah,
process of all this.
both bumper on. If you go to any kind of My Games and Apps screen, it hit Start and Select, and both bumpers, you'll get this screen.
This is awesome. Build number and asset types.
And so you see X1XE is true, which means that this is an enhanced game.
So this has been patched, but it does
But it
not
says
have
Durango assets.
does not have Xbox One X assets
Which
installed. But maybe they didn't do any for this. That's possible, right?
I have no idea.
Huh.
I have no idea.
Maybe this is too much information to expose.
Yeah, like maybe
maybe-
this is actually hurting because this one says assets installed Scorpio.
Right.
I deleted and reinstalled it. I
Okay.
did not do that with Assassin. Let's see what Titanfall says because
Okay.
I also deleted that.
But I've had
Yeah,
games.
so that one says Scorpio.
I've got games that I installed 2 years ago that updated to Scorpio assets without me touching anything.
Right.
So it is possible.
and Halo 3 says Scorpio.
Halo 3 has Scorpio assets.
I mean,
what does that mean?
I don't know.
Huh. Maybe I see why they don't expose this information. by
Yeah,
default.
yeah. It's not. Maybe it's maybe it
you're
just
better
causes
off-
more confusion.
Yeah, you're better
but
off not
still,
knowing.
like there's that part of me that's like, well, wait a minute. Does that mean I don't have? It's why I deleted and reinstalled Titanfall, is because it was saying Durango
Right.
assets, and I was like, well, I noticed the textures looked a little grimy, so maybe I need to.
I mean, what it really comes down to is the nagging fear that you are not getting the best possible version of the game, right? It's like, wait, maybe there's something else I could download to
Yeah.
make this look a little bit better,
Exactly.
even though I will never notice.
Somebody was asking if there are options for game updates. Like, can you choose not to download these huge
I don't.
patch files if you have an
If you are on an Xbox One X, it'll take the assets.
It'll do it automatically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the only option you have is if you're on an old Xbox and you want to start downloading the new assets in preparation of you upgrading. There's a way to do that.
Hey,
So you'll
special
download
favors here.
updates that you won't
You should
use
check out
until
what's
you
for sale.
go out and buy the new
Xbox
console.
One S,
Yeah.
and then it'll.
Because if you're using an external hard drive like we are on these, you can literally get one of these, pull it out of your old Xbox, plug it into the new one, and you're
And
done.
if you're upgrading from an S, it's all the same cables. So
Yeah.
you just
Okay.
yank out the cables, throw the new box in there, and you're done.
Yeah.
And-
What
have you-
and
It's cool. It's like a 5-minute setup process if
Yeah.
you want to upgrade.
Have you guys seen what kind of file sizes are we talking? I know the famous one is Quantum Break, which is like 180 gigs.
Well,
or
that's
something.
an
That's
edge
75
case.
gigs of
Obviously.
movies.
Yeah.
Though.
Yeah.
So like Halo's 100 gigs now.
Fuck.
Wow.
Halo was always a big game to begin
Jeez.
with, but like after map updates and all the other stuff,
Yeah.
I don't know how much bigger that is though from what it is installed on a Durango. So yeah, I would say I have not noticed every game install balloon up or anything like that.
Have you been mostly downloading here in the office or at home?
at home?
Okay.
'Cause my internet there is faster.
Terabyte, goddamn bandwidth caps are going to start becoming a real fucking thing.
Yeah.
Really,
I mean,
they already are.
over
for a lot of people.
if I was still in the cap, if I had not paid for the unlimited
Yeah.
stuff, reviewing this console or spending time with this console during the review phase, I would have doubled the cap because I deleted Halo twice. Because like they would send out emails saying Call of Duty is updated, and I would go, no, it isn't. So I would delete all of Call of Duty and reinstall it and go, nope. And then the next day I would do it again, and I
terrible.
deleted Halo, and that's
Yeah.
another 100 gigs that I
Oh, that's
reinstalled. I
terrible.
deleted Titanfall, like just as part of the process. Here's a load time for you, by the way.
Wow, that was oh jeez.
And then it goes to this to let you know that it's done loading, and then goes back to the screen.
Like if I were in
I
that
have problems
situation, I would probably carry this portable hard drive back and forth.
Yeah.
And, like, download games at the office.
Right.
Yeah.
And take the hard drive home.
I just between like Shadow of War, Assassin's Creed, and Wolfenstein.
That's like half your cap for the month.
Fucking holy
Right.
shit, dude. It's been a good month for games, though. Or last month.
Yes. Indeed.
This game looks really dope.
Yeah. So this game looks fucking fantastic on the PC, and now that experience is on the Xbox One X.
So-
also more or less.
So you've played this game at pure 4K at home.
Right.
Like is there a noticeable difference between that and the PC version? At that point?
At that point,
is it pretty
probably not. I mean, not to me. You know,
Yeah.
it's someone counting pixels and doing other stuff and looking for effects and all that. They might see something that I missed, but playing it is like, okay, this is what I remember of playing it on the PC. I launched it on the PC and turned and looked at one and looked at the other. On the PC, granted, I'm only running it at 16 or 1440p basically. It's 1600p. It's a 16 by 10 monitor. So it's a lower res, but frame rate, all that other stuff. Like they did the work.
Yeah.
So that I feel like that's always been kind of the Microsoft power story in a lot of cases. They're certainly back on the original Xbox was like, when you do the work, you get the results.
Yeah.
But how many developers will do the work? And so that's my feeling now as you look at stuff like Assassins and go like, yeah, it's running at 4K, like the frame rate's not awesome. Wolfenstein looks certainly better post-patch, but the frame rate is still not as stable as I would want it to be, let alone...
On the X?
Yeah.
After the patch?
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow, we should take a look at that.
A lot of people asking about 60 FPS versus 4K resolution. Like if you had one to choose.
I would fucking pick 1080p 60.
Yeah, me too.
Almost across the board over 4K 30.
I think I would too. But there are very few games that do that, like Gears is one of the few.
Yeah, you rarely have that option.
Is this a
I think-
real racetrack?
This is Dubai.
It's
I
in
don't think
Dubai.
it is.
somewhere.
It's on a highway?
I think now that both of these things are out, you're going to see developers putting in the work more consistently.
I'd like to think so. Yeah, you know,
like
because
there's
a lot
some-
of the developers are working on PC as
Right,
well, so
right.
the assets exist.
That's the thing. There's like kind of a common power base across all platforms to work toward now.
Yeah.
Like Witcher 3 is a weird example where they explicitly said for like a year, like, hey, we're not going to support PS4 Pro. Like, game's been out. Like, we're moving on. And then out of nowhere, it got a PS4 Pro patch like 2 weeks ago.
Apparently, it also is
Because-
running at 60 FPS on Xbox One X.
Really?
So
Oh,
somebody
man.
said, somebody in chat said.
I would have to verify that. It definitely does not on the PS4 Pro. But the point is, like you assume, like, okay, they're doing that work on the X already, right? So it's just like trickling down to those other platforms.
Right. Yeah.
Like, if you're doing it on one, you might as well support both now, right?
Yeah. I mean, at some point, right. But then also, then it's, you know, everything costs time, right? So
Yeah.
if you're a smaller developer that might not have the resources to do all that, are you going to target the base models of both platforms because those are still the more popular ones?
Right.
And then, you know, so are you going to like, oh, well, we can, if we spend a couple of days, we can turn on a few light benefits for people that have the upgraded consoles, but it's not going to be the same as if they, you know, set out to really get the most out of these machines.
Right.
You know, and we don't know. I think there are a ton of different scenarios that are a lot of different ways that could go. Like, I remain skeptical that a lot of third-party developers are going to squeeze every ounce of juice out of this thing, unless the install base situation changes dramatically.
And hasn't even Microsoft kind of been out there implying, like, yeah, we're fine if this is not the highest selling Xbox in the
Yeah, I
in
mean,
the lineup?
you know, like the S is like 280 or something
Yeah.
now. You know, like they're getting ready to hit those kind of more mainstream prices with the base models of these consoles, and so those are going to stay dominant. You know, for the foreseeable future. And then you'll see the price on this one creep down, and you know, this one will kind of step into its place. But
Yeah.
at that point, will it overtake the base model? I don't know.
Is there only one hard drive size available?
I think so. I think they're all one.
I think they're all a terabyte.
Yeah. Which is like not much considering how big these games are getting.
Yeah, yeah. Like I said, Halo is 100 gigs.
That's like that's like 8 or 10 of the biggest games.
Yeah. So the external hard drive feature has been really good.
Yeah. It's way better on the Xbox than it is on the PS4.
Are you guys loading from the external hard drives?
Yeah.
Is that why you think some of these?
No,
other
in a
times-
lot of cases, those are faster.
People have done benchmarks and found external drives to be faster on this thing.
Huh. That is a really weird.
The USB 3 is just faster than whatever SATA or whatever bus they've got.
Seems like a really odd way of. Seems weird to me.
It is. But it's why, like, you can't just go, you know, or throwing just a straight up SSD into your console doesn't provide the same benefits as it does on the PC.
Sure.
Because of the way they're loading the games anyway. You know, it's just not able to take full advantage of an SSD. I would have thought that we would have gotten that would have been a change that they would have rolled in. You know, if you're thinking about like, oh, we're making the ultimate Xbox One, that would be the time where you're like, and it's got an SSD in it, but those are still really expensive, and this thing's already $500. So
Yeah, what is a terabyte SSD is still like $300 or close to it.
something like that.
Pricey. Somebody is saying that the interface is always 1080p. Is that correct?
Which interface?
The dashboard stuff?
Dashboard?
Somebody said that gave the
I'd
developers
swear-
an extra gig of RAM over to it.
I swear Microsoft was out there saying that they redid the dashboard in 4K.
I can't say for sure.
A lot of game requests. People want to see Halo 3, Project Cars. I think. Also, I guess Gears 3. You said had some really weird stuff.
Some of that stuff I have installed. I don't know that I have all of it installed.
I don't know how much of the games we'll be able to take a look
Yeah.
at today, but we'll see what we can do.
I do not own Project Cars on the Xbox, so we will not be taking a look at that. All right. Anyway, that's Forza. Looks nice.
Looks good. Looks real good. Can you upgrade the internal drive on the X?
I'm sure somebody will figure it out.
Like
soon.
people did
but-
crack open original Xbox Ones and
I
replace
think
the
it
drive.
takes some
it's not,
weird-
It's not as easy as it is on PS4.
Like it takes some weird drive hackery, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think
like
so.
You have to like.
you gotta bless it like a TiVo drive.
Yeah, exactly.
Or something. I don't know. Yeah, let's fire up Halo 3 real quick.
Hey, I remember that guy. He finished the fight.
Yep.
The original unpatched disc release of Witcher 3 had no frame rate cap, and that runs at 60 on Xbox One X. If you patch, it is locked to 30.
Only if you have the
Weird.
That's crazy.
That is some bizarre,
So you would have to
bizarre fuckery.
you'd have to disconnect
Keep it
from the internet,
offline.
put the disc in, and install and play that.
Yeah.
And never take
And
it
then
online.
never take an
That's
update.
super weird. Huh.
That's neat though. That's
Yeah, that's
fucking
cool.
weird.
Does the X auto record clips of gameplay like the one did?
Yeah.
Like from the like a feature set perspective, it seems like it's pretty much the same box. Like you
Yeah.
can watch TV through it if you want.
Yeah, I have been. And it's exactly the same.
What do they do for Halo 3? For the Xbox One X?
A lot like Skate 3, it's kind of up-resed and that sort of stuff.
Does not have a Kinect port on it.
Right, no Connect port. You have to get the adapter. I guess I don't even.
That looks nice.
I keep thinking about building like a little home theater PC to take the place of what the Xbox One does, like that you can plug an antenna into,
like a
watch
HD
TV,
home
like
run or
make it
Like Plex does live TV now.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, it would
if
be
you have
something-
the appropriate hardware to go
does
with
it,
it.
like does like DVR type stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe I should just do that.
You know, it's really annoying, guys. I signed up for YouTube TV.
They
That
let
thing
me
where you get like
pick.
35 channels. Or
Yeah,
something like that
Did
for
I
35 bucks a
ever
month. But I don't think there are apps on the Xbox One X. Or there's definitely not an app on the PS4
Choose.
because
Oh, you
they
can't
have
do
they have PlayStation View, which is
Oh, that
a direct
sucks.
competitor, I think.
So you can't do the TV stuff through the YouTube app.
No,
did my
I looked.
research.
That stinks.
really dumb.
As you became the
That's
soldier
wow.
Unless I'm
that's-
way missing something.
That would disqualify it for me then.
like the
I just pop it up on a second monitor.
strong and swift
It's
and
kind of a handy little
You
service.
get like a
I don't know.
Chromecast or something for
Natural.
Yeah.
$8 or whatever they're selling for. And
Somebody's asking about Steam Links too. Steam Links
Oh, you
are
know,
basically being given away now.
Xbox has Sling. I just used a 7-day trial of that
Yeah.
to try it out. Like that Sling app is pretty good on here. Maybe
Oh,
I'll
that's
try-
right. They gave me a trial of Sling when they rolled it out on
Yeah.
Xbox, and I was watching Lucha Underground through that for a little while.
I've tried Sling, YouTube TV. No, I did not try YouTube TV. I've tried
PlayStation TV.
I've tried PlayStation View.
Was
I
that
tried
wrong?
PlayStation View for a while.
Sling is the best one I've tried so far, but
YouTube TV has a pretty easy 7-day trial. Might be. I don't know. I don't watch a huge amount of TV. I don't know. I just want to watch
those
football.
those services are getting there. Like
Yeah.
I'm getting closer and closer to thinking about paying for one of those streaming
PlayStation
TV services.
View for me. So I was just. This was when we were still doing a wrestling podcast, and I was watching somewhat more wrestling than I am now.
Ain't good.
And it was a case where like because that show was there were reruns of it that would air later.
Yeah.
And the live version and all those stuff, like sometimes it would record the wrong one and all this other stuff. Like their like fake DVR stuff was really janky.
Yeah.
The YouTube TV has DVR online. Like you just, I want to watch this later,
Right.
and you come back and it's still streaming to you. It's not anywhere in your hard drive.
Yeah.
It's kind of handy.
I don't know, Sergeant Major.
Yeah, so I mean, they're doing work to these 360
Yeah.
games and
This looks
the
really
original
sharp.
Xbox games in a way that I think is really awesome.
Yeah.
And
And-
like,
You don't get any of this on a regular Xbox One, right? Like this
don't-
high res
I don't
version.
believe so.
This, I mean, you know,
with the Xbox, the original Xbox games,
Yeah.
you do see
Okay.
benefits on the S
Okay.
and the
Radio
baseline
from
Xbox,
Yeah.
but I think the 360 games are only on the X.
Okay.
We're not leaving
I
him
think
here.
that's how that goes.
I mean, you know, this is showing its age a little bit. It's a 10-year-old game, but like this looks super sharp.
Well,
Like it's really
Okay,
sharp, yes.
like I mean the resolution shows
Now
like
down
it's
here?
it's nice looking.
good.
This is a, oh geez. This is an original Xbox game or 360?
360.
Tracking looks off,
I
Sergeant Major.
lose track of all the Halos at
Quick,
this
we
point.
gotta move. One more time.
There are a lot of them.
There are a lot of Halos.
Up here?
They haven't announced a new Halo since Halo 5, right?
No.
No.
I think they're going to call it Halo
Again, down
6.
What?
And then maybe put a subtitle on it.
Any idea if the version of Halo 3 in the Master Chief Collection is also
Sergeant
enhanced
Major.
there?
I'm trying to think. What did they do, if anything, to the Master
I
Chief
think that they've
Collection?
already done separate work to that thing that would make it not
Uh-oh.
necessarily something you could easily.
Whoa! Now he's awake.
Arbiter's with us. Come on now. You've got enough to worry.
How fast is the X boot from a completely powered off state? Is it any faster than the original or the X?
It's fast enough. It's pretty
from
speedy.
completely powered up. I feel like it's about the same amount of time.
Yeah, it's similar. We could boot this one if you really want to see.
Let's just run around here for a sec. But,
All right.
but you know, it's Halo 3. And then we'll launch Halo 5. So, Halo 5, I think it looks pretty bad. So I launched it and played a couple of multiplayer matches after the update, and it was just a thing of like, oh, this looks sharper. You know, you're seeing the resolution in action, but you see it in the same way you see it in this and in Skate, where you look at it and go like, this looks like a rough old game that they have cleaned up as best they could.
I was watching some 4K footage of it, on YouTube that somebody captured, and it's got like kind of a flat look.
Yeah.
Like
the lighting is not great. There's just stuff about it that
I assume it's all because of the compromises they had to make that game run at 60.
Yeah,
on
probably,
an original
yeah.
Xbox One.
Somebody was asking if we could do it HDR side by side, like turn it on and off. I'm not sure how possible
So
it is.
we can't really we can't stream HDR.
Yeah, we can't.
Okay.
Like we could.
So the other one we have hooked up direct is HDR, but
Yeah,
we can't really show.
We can point the camera at it, and like maybe people can kind of get the idea.
but not.
But
Also not really.
It's not particularly scientific.
It's why that like people were like, "Hey, you gonna do a stream of the Xbox One X?" It's like, yes, but like don't
Again, Gunny, you break
get
it
your.
down.
It's not like it's.
We can
the
only show so
things
much.
it does.
That's why
are,
we have to paint a word picture.
Yeah, are
what it
kind of
looks like.
difficult to convey.
Would this be doing HDR at all? I mean, not like forget our capture stuff, but like would 360 games have HDR support?
I bet not.
I guess not.
But yeah, you know what? For a 360 game,
For this game's over 10 years old.
yeah, they've done some nice stuff to it. And if you own it digitally, like you just get it. You know,
Yeah.
it's not it's not part of the Master Chief Collection or whatever. Like it's just kind of comes. You want to see some rough text? There you go.
Wow.
Yeah, right.
That doesn't really come across on the stream.
That
And
as-
this is just 1080, so like at 4K, like this.
That looks amazingly
the grimy text is grimy.
super low res text. That's cool.
Let's launch Halo 5.
Like,
real
I,
quick.
I, like in a sense, like it's amazing that there's this continuum of Xbox stuff.
I think it's really nice.
Like that they've got-
It's a nice legacy
Yeah,
thing for them,
yeah.
and they're
Yeah.
them bringing the original Xbox and acknowledging that,
Totally.
even though it wasn't like the most popular device
Yeah.
of its day.
Or even the 360 stuff. Like every time I pull up that guide that you just pulled up, I feel like a little warm and fuzzy nostalgia kind of
Yeah.
feeling, you know?
There are like, Xbox Live Arcade games
Yeah.
specifically that I'm like, oh man, remember Astro Pop? Remember all these fucking weird old things from the early days of downloadable gaming?
Yeah.
I'm being told they added HDR to Halo 3 and also somehow mirrors the Edge.
Huh.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. So it got wow.
Third-party stuff is interesting because a lot of people also have been asking about Red Dead Redemption, but I don't think Rockstar would ever. Although they've gone
Probably
back
not.
to.
So
GTA.
the backwards compatible version of Red Dead Redemption on the Xbox One already runs better than it did on the 360. Like the frame rate is better. Like a little bit. I mean, it's not a huge difference, but like some of those games got tiny improvements.
More questions. I am in chat. Ask a question at the top. Send me stuff there if you don't mind.
You don't want to go for a regular Fiesta?
I've been trying to.
No, I want the Super Fiesta.
Okay.
They put sour cream.
I was going to ask what that had on it. Okay.
Where you guys go? Food-wise?
Taco truck.
Go truck up the street.
Somebody said Goat Hill Pizza up in Soma is really, really good. I want to try that out. All I know is that for the next week we're going to have long-ass lines at every restaurant.
Yeah. Oh my
because
God! It took forever
Dreamforce
to
is
get
in
here.
town.
Right, yeah, the Salesforce
I feel like
motherfuckers.
I feel like the company should put out like a warning before Dreamforce
did.
starts.
They
They
did.
did.
I
I
sent
totally,
out
check your email, buddy.
I totally missed that email because like holy shit,
It is
town-
really rough. out
this
there.
town like grinds to a halt when Dreamforce is in town.
I was walking down Market Street today. I dropped off Simone with Mary, and I think maybe literally a third of the people on Market Street were wearing badges.
Oh, yeah,
for
it's
Dreamforce. It was
everywhere.
insane. It's great for the city. I mean, it's a lot of money coming in,
Yeah,
but
a
it's
lot of
also
touristy revenue.
a lot of goddamn traffic. And they shut down the street that I biked along, so that's really annoying too.
Should we just?
yeah, my route home is
Yeah.
really is a real mess.
Yeah, traffic was terrible getting in today. Should we just do some campaign?
Yeah, maybe. I actually haven't played campaign on this yet, so I imagine campaign would look better because that's where a lot of more of the art is. But the multiplayer stuff I thought looked pretty.
Have you gone to the store and downloaded the free app called Insects that shows off HDR and 4K differences?
No, we should.
haven't heard
we
of
should
it.
go. We should do that.
Insects.
I'll go find that.
I don't know. You have the choice of a $500 video card upgrade for an already built gaming PC or an Xbox One X. What would you choose? Depends on what video card you're coming from. Even like a
Yeah.
970 runs stuff.
Yeah,
still
I'm
pretty
still.
well.
I'm using a 970 and it's pretty fine for now.
If you're running at 1080p, you don't.
What can you
need
get for $500 on like a
1070
You
Ti?
could get
I
it.
think?
You could get a 1080 for 500 probably.
Yeah, maybe.
The 1070 Ti's are under 500.
1080 Ti's are still running at
So yeah,
700,
you're not gonna get a 1080 Ti for
What,
that.
a Titan XP or whatever that.
You're gonna get one of the fucking Sith.
Yeah,
edition,
the Jedi.
Jedi edition 1080 Ti. Titan
Video
X,
cards are
whatever.
fucking stupid.
Yeah, they are.
There's I think a Tumblr or a site that has all the old video card box art.
Oh, that's great.
Weird.
Oh, I have to see that.
CGI butterfly women.
PC, like late 90s, early 2000s PC hardware boxes
got
are so
really-
bad.
I mean, if you're really specific, there are differences between every manufacturer, but for the most part, they're all kind of the same. So the box art is kind of what they use to differentiate, I suppose, or what they used to. Now it's a little more restrained than it was in the past, but some of those box arts are so ridiculous.
Also, some of the product line names they came up with.
Yeah.
Like the MSI Frozer.
God damn. But no, that Intel AMD thing is, it seems like not enough people are talking about that. That seems like it is a really big deal.
Like that?
Probably not a huge deal right now, but the fact
Not
that
now,
we're working together at all
Yeah.
is
well,
amazing.
like AMD, you know, they've got their ATI stuff. Like,
Yeah.
like they're strong on GPU, and Intel is strong on CPU. Like, if that SoC is a big deal, like that could.
They say it's mostly for
That could be-
laptops right now.
Yeah, right now, but
that's
so
probably
was-
a pretty expensive laptop.
So
yeah.
was the APU. Like the Jaguar CPU that's in these consoles came from like netbooks, you know. So, like that could
be a big deal for consoles.
Yeah, that
or
could- that
just like something that's like meant to be like small and
Yeah.
it go in smaller devices.
Right.
Like you start to think like, man, what if you took the concept of the Switch and put something like
Right.
this in there? Like,
right. Or you know, maybe the PS5 will run on this Intel AMD collab.
Sure.
There's no way to know. Although they have to be in some stage of R&D on PS5 and Xbox 2 at this point, right?
Or whatever they're doing. Yeah. I wonder how much these half-step machines have like disrupted
Yeah,
existing
that's-
R&D on the future, because it gives them like another data point to consider.
Yep.
Like, okay, here's what people thought about this. Now, what does that mean for what
Yep.
we do?
That is the most burning question with consoles to me right now. Is like how do these inform what happens with actual next gen consoles?
Yeah. So I'll say I think these explosions and stuff like that look pretty good here.
Yeah.
But like the multiplayer specifically, it just like the lighting, it looks ultra flat.
I see what you mean. Like just the environments, just yeah.
Yeah, the environments do not pop the way some other
Yeah.
like, games do.
Yeah.
It makes this game look older than it even is.
Yeah.
Which I found strange. Anyway, that's Halo. I have a shot.
How do you feel about Halo 6?
Like, should make it.
Like when it is inevitably announced, how are you going to feel? Are you ready to finish another fight?
I don't remember the story.
Cortana's evil.
Oh, that's
now?
right. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, like that's.
I would
like to see that thread wrapped up
Yeah.
and see what they do with that.
Oh, there's Master Chief in that robe.
Oh,
That
yeah.
thing they never followed up on from
Right.
the E3 trailer.
But like you look at Halo 5 and the way that they told that story of just like the Spartan on Spartan stuff.
Yeah,
or
that
like it's
stuff was okay.
not a great. It was fine.
But like, are they going to kill off Master Chief at the end of this thing?
Oh, that'd be good.
Or
if
are they
they-
going to let him live in the digital realm and finally like?
What if he
marry-
replaces Cortana as an AI?
or like get married to her or whatever the hell it is
Okay,
he's
all
looking
right.
for?
Okay, here's my question. Do you think that Halo 6 will have some kind of Master Chief Cortana like love scene equivalent of like how they
Ooh,
figure out a way
boy.
to make like will the reinsertion of Cortana into Master Chief be like a super
Oh,
fucking
wow.
horny moment?
Okay.
They already did that in Blade Runner, so
Yeah.
that was a weird scene.
Well, Shadow of War, how about
I want to see this. I think Digital Foundry did a big long.
Yeah,
thing.
they said this version is quite good. Or they said this obviously this looks better than the PS4 Pro. But I mean, we're splitting fucking hairs at this point. It's like better texture filtering and stuff like that.
and all of it, I mean, I hate to keep bringing it up, but like all of it gets set against the backdrop of like, well, the PC version runs faster.
Yeah.
And that's hard for me to get around.
Well, I know, but you like,
Or it just creates the qualification of just like, well, if you're excluding this expensive thing
Right.
and going with the second most expensive thing, it is technically
Yeah.
quite a bit better
Yeah.
than the other stuff on the market that is only for TVs.
A lot of people asking about Microsoft picking up studios lately. I haven't seen.
Yeah, there's a
them focusing
Bloomberg
on-
report or interview with Phil Spencer where he
have
was
they
like,
picked anything up, or are they just talking about it?
I think he was like, hey, I think we need to kind of get back into studio acquisition mode.
What if they buy Bluehole? They wouldn't do that.
It's probably too expensive now.
Yeah, you're probably right.
They spent a lot on Minecraft, so
Just wait
Yeah.
wait for all this hacking to depreciate the value of the company enough.
Right, yeah. Microsoft, it's gonna come out that Microsoft was secretly the one hacking the game to begin with.
You know.
So that they could,
I mean, they paid a lot for Minecraft.
right.
They could.
So did.
But I don't know that, like, what are you buying there? You're buying that game the same way you're buying Minecraft. Like, you need to
I mean,
buy...
that's an offshore tax haven at that point.
Sure.
They don't want to repatriate a bunch of their foreign profits, so
But
they
you
spend it
need-
on a Korean company instead.
You need... If I were Microsoft, I would be looking for a studio that you could rely on every 2 to 3 years
Yeah.
for a game, for a franchise.
Yeah.
You think Battlegrounds is more like a kind of
Yeah, they're
weird
not
flash, not
like,
flash
they're
in the
not,
pan, but
they're
like
not
a one-off?
like they're not going to put out a PUBG 2 in 2 years.
Right, exactly. So, I'm looking at it from the perspective of like, well, they've got a Gears studio, they've got a Halo studio. They should have a studio making something brand new.
Sure.
And if that's
got-
successful, they should
yeah.
make another one.
They've got Rare doing weird, whimsical stuff
Right.
over here.
Yeah.
Like
This is a long
they
blue
could
screen. I say as it ends.
they could maybe stand to have a
Oh
Japanese
my
studio.
god, this frame rate is
Good. This is better. This looks probably better than the PS4 did.
Yeah, I mean, like
That is what I reviewed.
I'm just saying I've been playing this.
Yeah, I
on
know.
PC
When I
compared
saw
to-
you guys play this at 60 on a PC, I was like, wait, that looks wrong. What is this?
Is this your save, Jeff?
Yeah.
Have you been
This
playing?
is pretty early on. I've
Okay.
not played a ton on the Xbox.
I got pretty far in the storyline, and I kind of.
I don't think
not-
their ground texture looks great. Like some of the, I don't know. I have problems with the way this game looks even on the PC. Like I just think the character model and like this dude's fucking hair and face suck.
Yeah.
So, that's not something you can just fix by rendering it at fucking 4K. So,
This looks pretty rough.
how do I crouch? Do I crouch or does he auto crouch?
Hold right trigger.
Okay, right. Sorry, I've been playing Assassin's Creed, so
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing that because I haven't had a chance to play it yet. And sounds like they kind of changed up their whole stealth.
Yeah,
Models.
it's. I'm really
be-
enjoying Assassin's Creed.
I don't know why the button prompts on those guys are both both blue and red.
Oh, are they really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The big guys are tough to.
So like my brain cannot process. See what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's a red button with a blue highlight, and then it's the reverse for the other button, and like my brain can never tell the difference.
People saying that Microsoft should buy IO Interactive. Even Hitman, I don't think is.
Is Hitman going to be a huge Halo-like franchise for them?
Yeah.
Is IO the studio for that? If you gave them the resources, is that the thing they would come back with? Like, I don't know.
I kind of, assuming they can keep themselves afloat, I kind of want to see what IO can do left to their own devices for a while. you
Right?
know?
Yeah.
That's all that Game of the Year content is out. It came out yesterday
Yeah.
for Hitman. I want to check that stuff out.
I think one Dave Lang was streaming that last night.
Yeah, I people like fucking a dozen people tweeted at me this morning like, dude, you have to play this new campaign. Like, don't read about it, just go play it.
Did you
Like,
see there? There was
there's
some story that I was reading today that said that IO just kind of implied that, hey, yes, we're making another Hitman game.
like another game, not another like
I
season?
think it was
for
left
this?
ambiguous.
Okay.
But I didn't actually go read the whole story. The
I-
headline definitely said like new Hitman.
IO Interactive confirms there's a new Hitman in the works. We can't wait to tell you about it.
Huh. I mean, that's awesome. Like, I feel like there's more ground they could cover with the one they have.
Wasn't
I don't
there-
know what that means
But,
exactly.
if maybe there's just engine stuff they want to do that
Yeah, that's
ends
possible.
up being
like too ambitious for what they've
for
already
like
got
season
out there.
2 or whatever you want to call it.
That's
Sure.
totally possible.
All right. So yeah. That's
Also-
right. This has an option in there, right? This has.
Also, I bet there were major decisions that were made around the current Hitman that came from the publisher and not from IO.
Sure.
Like,
That's
like,
certainly possible.
They might want to rebuild that game from the ground up now that they get to make all their own decisions.
So we're saying there is. So there's favorite
Oh,
resolution,
yeah. So yeah, change this
favorite
to
quality.
quality, and
Curious.
since we're at 1080 anyway,
Right. Yeah.
this should theoretically look better somehow. Totally different.
Whoa.
This looks.
Yeah. Yeah.
I see no difference at all. If anything,
I mean, it is, like you do have to go read Digital Foundry to really know what they did. you
It
know?
becomes
It's
like effects and stuff like
better-
that, right?
better
Or
textures,
maybe
like
draw
draw
distance,
distance, stuff like that.
Because before it would be like rendering at 4K and then downsampling to 1080 because we're on a 1080 display.
I should finish this at some point.
Did you get into the Shadow War?
I don't think so.
Oh wow,
I've
you've got a ways to go then.
45 hours into it. I'm near the end of the main storyline. I think I'm like 92% done.
Yeah, there is a lot more game after that.
I am
Jeez.
fucking 5,000% done with this game. Like,
I will come back and check out the DLC when it comes out. Like as much as I sort of burned out on this thing, first time through.
People are asking about the Horizon DLC. You're not playing that, Jeff?
nope.
I think Dan is.
Dan is
I'm
checking it out.
I'm
yeah.
definitely looking forward to playing that. The game's
I hear.
dope.
I read a couple reviews. Like it sounds fun. Sounds. Like they,
Can you play it after your save has beaten the main game? I know it's supposed to be done.
Yeah,
side
the
by
review
side.
I read said like your save stops before the end game.
Yeah.
So you can just go do other stuff.
cool.
But it is just like another quest line that's inserted into the middle of the story.
In a
Yeah,
new,
like that's not
That's
not
a
what
bad way to do DLC for an
like
open
single
world
player
game.
DLC. It's just not how I'm looking for it.
Yeah.
Especially this long after the release
Right,
of the initial
yeah.
game. If it had come out while I was still playing it or just as I was finishing it,
Yeah.
sure, I'd
I
look
mean,
at
it's
it.
it's awesome for people who haven't played Horizon yet.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, but I didn't 100%
But-
that game, so I, like
I'm looking
I
forward to
didn't
more
bring
Horizon myself.
everything out of it. So
But it's
if
like
I
those-
wanted more Horizon, I could get it
Right.
already.
It's like those Fallout DLCs, you know?
Right.
Like you've already got a character you've beaten the game with, or are you going to come back and do quest lines in a game that you feel like you're kind of finished with?
No.
For me, I never did any Fallout DLC, but I really did like Horizon enough to the point where I am going to go back and play that. $20 is a lot. There better be a lot of content though.
All right. Let's look at Assassins.
Yeah, I actually want to see that game.
I am enjoying. I'm pretty early on in this as well because I waited for their patch to hit for this and started on it. I am enjoying this game quite a bit.
Yeah.
Like I was saying though, playing on Ultra on my 1080 Ti is not 60 FPS on my
It sounds
PC. I don't
it sounds
think.
like a demanding game.
It is the higher end of this stuff. It looks beautiful. Hopefully we'll see. Hopefully it looks really good. But that and like Watch Dogs 2 have really demanding settings when everything's maxed out. But it is really cool. I like it.
Yeah,
This is a
We're-
game that almost creates like it's almost like an uncanny valley of sorts where the resolution gets up to a certain point where you go like this really looks great, and then the frame rate kind of pulls it's at odds with it, you know. And I think it ends up just looking a little strange at times because I really it looks like it should be running at 60.
Yeah.
And it doesn't. And you're like, it makes me want to start over on PC.
It's a really good PC port. The one problem I have with it is that there's no exit to desktop from the game itself. You have to exit back to the main menu, which like takes 15 seconds to actually get back to the desktop.
Wow.
So
this looks
ultra
good.
boring.
Like that's a good looking character.
They
Shit.
just put out the high-end content too, like fighting Osiris the God. He's like 80 feet tall in the middle of the desert, but you have to be level 40 to even try it, which I'm nowhere near.
That is definitely the best loading screen. The best a loading screen has looked in an Assassin's Creed game. I'm gonna say.
Have you gotten to a pyramid yet, Jeff?
No.
Run off and do that. It's pretty dope. Pretty fun.
I'm still in the starting area. I don't even know if I can.
You can go anywhere, I think,
Oh,
from the
okay.
start. You get warped pretty early on, and after that, it's a lot easier to get to the pyramid. But the one thing I'm not sure sold on is the leveling system, where once you're like I'm like level 19, I think, and fighting level 5 dudes is a cakewalk. But anything above me is really difficult, which feels weird for a.
He doesn't seem too bothered. Oh, okay.
You don't have your blade yet.
Yeah.
When you do get that, you start actually killing people. Yeah, seeing this at 30.
Whatever, man. You see me drop the fucking elbow on that guy? That guy was extra dead. Okay, so let's lock on here. I'm still,
It's right stick, click
Yeah.
in.
and then shield up, and we'll try and do that, and then give him one of these. I think my shield poisons him, or maybe the sword does.
Jeez, that
Wow.
looks really rank. Take a look at your weapons. Can I see?
Yeah, sure.
Curious what you got. That is a weird effect. You just farted.
Just carrying around a body. Oh,
Yeah, so
what-
this is
okay.
Trial of the Gods. You have to be level 40 though to try it, I think.
Wait.
Gear.
Gear. I want
Is
to
your,
see
is your character just like in the pose that you were in
Yeah.
the world?
Yeah.
That's weird.
Where'd you get those legendary shit from?
This
pre-order or
is this
Collector's
is like
edition?
the collector's edition version of the game that they sent out. And then I spent some Uplay points as well.
I have Uplay points. A lot of people asking about Dark Souls 1. Has anybody tried that on Xbox One X?
No.
No.
I don't think is that one of the games they updated?
I have no idea.
I don't think they did anything.
Yeah.
I keep waiting for that game to get some kind of remaster. You'd think they would finally it's so popular
Yeah.
that they would go to, like, I know they've said, you know, like the engine is not up to it in its current form or whatever, but like you'd think they would do the work because like people would pay for a Dark Souls remaster.
Oh,
I still need to play Dark Souls 3.
What's that?
I still need to play Dark Souls 3.
It's good.
Haven't
It's a good game.
gone through it. Do you think they'll ever do an Assassin's Creed set in the future?
I don't know. It's been like, how long has it been since we assumed that was going to happen?
yeah. Like
everybody thought that's what 3
the
was gonna
natural
be.
progression, right? Of
There are some out of the Animus segments in this game with some really bad writing.
terrific.
Yeah, it's weird. The writing of this seems actually pretty decent in these Bayek parts, but things are very short, but
Yeah.
just noticeably different writer.
They
Stuck out.
mocapped a camel for this game.
Yeah, they did.
Now, since Onimusha, have I been impressed with animal mocap?
The weird thing is there's no gallop or speed up button, as far as I can tell.
Well, yeah, you can't even like run when you're on foot. Like, there's no like run
You
button,
can
right?
hold down A and you'll like move
like a
your head
little
down
bit
and move like
faster?
10% faster, but it's a big.
Yeah, like
kind of big
but you
change.
do have this like just
Yeah.
follow road thing, which is handy.
Also, if you put your eagle up while you're doing this, go ahead and hit up on the D-pad. You'll keep going down
That's
there.
fucking cool.
Yeah, which is kind of handy because like these
Man.
transport things are really handy for getting resources.
resources and stuff, yeah.
Can you look at the map?
Sure.
I hear it's a big
The
map.
map is huge.
So yeah, like I was just going around this area and going like, and you're like, okay, well yeah, this seems like it's pretty big, I guess. Oh, it looks like there's maybe some areas around the edges, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, can I zoom? And then did this and went, okay, oh, it's big. Oh wait, fuck.
Yeah, it is a massive, massive map.
Wow.
I don't think it's like
That's a lot of game.
It's
Yeah.
a lot. So hopefully there's enough game to make it matter. You know, I don't know yet. But
Do you know what those numbers are? Those ratings?
those are like level ranges for the guards and stuff.
Okay.
So if you, like I said, if you fight 2 or 3 people at the same level, you're gonna have a bad time. It's not like the old Assassin's Creed where you could do whatever you want. But fighting even one dude, they actually show up with skulls above their heads, like in WoW.
Oh, wow.
interesting.
Um,
Huh. That's cool.
Just like don't fucking bother.
Yeah. So I am having a really good time with this game. And I think it looks really nice. But
Yeah.
it's. I guess that's the thing is even knowing that this is likely to be the best looking console version of the game, there is still some part of me that's like, yeah, but I bet it runs better on a PC. I could do that, and it's always in my mind because their whole story is about power.
Yeah.
And I already own a 1080.
Yeah.
It's like kind of. You know, at some point it feels like it's kind of not for me.
This doesn't look like it has some of the really high-end PC stuff. Like I don't know if volumetric fog is a thing that they offer on the Xbox, but that kind of stuff is really noticeably absent here. Maybe it's just on a scene that has it, but
Yeah.
there's a dizzying amount of stuff dizzying amount of video options on the PC.
Have you checked the options on this? Does it have like
I
a
don't
quality?
believe it has any.
It'd be in the it'd be in the left on the D-pad to go to the menu, and then
Let's
options,
check. Yeah.
and then there's no there's a graphics tab on the PC version.
HDR, so we're not doing HDR here.
Yeah,
Huh.
yeah, there's no HDR on. So yeah, you know, like I think a lot of games don't give you any kind of option to choose.
It just does what it does.
Yeah.
Huh.
Like that kind of uncertainty sort of bugs me in some cases. Like there are games on the PS4 Pro that like determine what mode they give you based on what your console output is set to. Like,
Oh, right.
Like No Man's Sky, if you're set to 1080p, will give you a 60 FPS mode.
Yeah.
If you're set to 4K, it'll give you a downscaled mode.
Yeah.
Like it's so inconsistent with stuff like that.
Pro tip if you're looking for materials, especially hunting materials, if you have a horse and a big ass weapon like a heavy axe,
Yeah.
run through the places where they're sleeping or hunting and just whack them from the horse.
Oh.
They really go down quick. But also, I think the animals have ratings like levels too. So if you're fighting a level 5 hippopotamus, you'll be fine. But a level 15 is really tough. The leveling system is I understand why they did it, and it mostly works, but it's a little bizarre.
This is just a big old desert.
It's huge. There's a lot of like cities and stuff.
big
Very
old,
nice.
big old flat,
Yeah.
a lot of sand.
The
You got an
pyramids,
arrow in your back.
It happens.
pyramids look really cool too.
Yeah, you know, it was hard to know what to expect considering they took a year off and Assassin's Creed has been kind of a bummer for a little while now.
Well,
Even the good ones, you were still
was
like,
good.
well,
Syndicate
I like
was
Syndicate a lot.
good, but it was just a good Assassin's Creed. Like it was not mind blowing.
this feels very different.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for.
So you're further than I am. The question I had is like, once you get the Hidden Blade and some of the other stuff, does it start to feel more like Assassin's Creed?
No.
Or does it still feel like this?
That doesn't really actually change a huge amount. Like you're still
Right.
doing the same assassination mode. Before you have the blade, they just kind of like
Yeah,
roll
so
around,
it's
hold
just
their
becomes
head.
an animation then. Okay,
It's a lot
great.
quicker though to
yeah.
to assassinate when you have the blade.
Is this a good spot? Can you just like hop off and show me what sort of the stealth options are? Because like
It's
you
tough to
mentioned-
show without tall grass. You really
Oh,
need
okay.
tall
Well,
grass.
yeah,
to do
It's,
it.
it's hide in tall grass and then jack people, or
okay.
dive off of something onto them.
Yeah,
or,
well, like you mentioned on the podcast, they've gotten rid of the low profile, high profile sort of setup that you
Right.
So Neil, you're actually. Oh,
Yikes!
I didn't realize that was a thing.
Is that the edge of the map, or is that just
No,
like
that's
in a
the
high
sea.
level area?
it's because I just haven't gotten out of. I haven't done the quest that
you're
opens up
still
the rest
like
of the game.
early.
There's a thing that very specifically says you're going to go to another town.
Yeah.
I see.
Um,
Yeah, just like I just want to see what the movement or maybe you can even do it here. Like, is there like a crouch walk? That's basically what I'm
Yes.
curious about.
There's
Yeah,
a-
you
Is there-
tap
is
B
there-
and go into crouch.
Like,
and
is there stealth mode and then not stealth mode?
yeah.
it's
mean,
crouching,
basically
not
touching.
crouching.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you're like making less sound when you're
Yeah.
creeping.
Yeah.
Creep up.
Okay.
So you
Pretty
just creep
standard.
up on them and hit Y when you get close and you kill them. That's more or less it. Yeah, you got a bow.
That one is
That's-
Predator bow, dude.
a lot
Worth
of-
that.
that's a lot of
Definitely,
arrows.
definitely get.
I've just been going with whatever one has the highest DPS.
Predator
so
bow
far,
has an
but-
upgrade where you can actually do a homing if you hold down the button
Oh,
and
neat.
home it
Okay.
into people's heads.
Oh,
which is really
that's
nice.
fun.
Seems like more of an RPG with like.
But it has this also.
Oh hey,
So it's like little bits and pieces of like, oh right, Assassin's Creed.
right.
But it seems like they use the Assassin's Creed stuff, at least so far. They use it in ways that make you go, oh yeah, Assassin's Creed, cool.
Like one of those weird apples of Eden shows up.
Right.
early on.
okay, yeah. Like keep the good parts and like cut out all the crap.
Yeah,
that sounds
that's
awesome.
kind of that seems like this game so far.
We should probably talk a little bit about our streaming setup in 4K. Like we were probably not going to be able to do much 4K streaming, except maybe to YouTube.
A lot of the gear that so a lot of the gear we got when we went to 1080, a good portion of it is 4K ready.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, most of our stuff is 4K ready.
Yeah.
It's a matter of like finding the right adapters and scalers and such. So
Yeah,
yeah,
so-
there's a few tools that we still need.
Sounds
I
like
should
it
have
sounds
asked
like
Jason that.
Yeah.
Sounds like that last 10% is a lot of the work.
Yeah.
But honestly, there are also business ramifications of like
very costly.
hosting
Yeah,
4K
hosting
video on
4K
the site
video.
and stuff like that. So
Very expensive.
with 4K being an option on YouTube, maybe we'll just end up putting our 4K stuff on YouTube and not on the site, or I don't know. We'll have to think about it. It's not something that is like super high on our priority list right now.
Bandwidth costs are already pretty significant for
Yeah.
a site like this. What else was I going to say? Somebody was also asking about native 4K streaming from the console to Twitch. Is that an option?
I don't
It'll
know.
do.
still bandwidth at
you
that
can
point
record
is-
Definitely-
4K videos locally to the hard
you
drive.
can.
Yeah.
And I believe it's now this will stream at 1080 60. I
Okay.
think is what the split is.
That's a leg up on the Pro then, because the Pro does no 4K capture or streaming.
Yeah, I think that the local recordings can do. That's actually something that it says on the in the settings here. So let's go there.
Nick Holloway says, "Is climbing towers and sinking still a bit of a chore like
Record
other AC
that.
games?" Huh. That's wow.
1080p.
Okay, so 1080p SDR.
2 minutes max, huh?
2 minutes max,
Weird.
5 minutes max is 720.
PS4 goes up to like 30 minutes.
But then I think when we were looking at the resolution settings, display and that in here. Yeah, so I mean,
Well, we're going
we're
into the
running
1080p.
we're running
Oh,
1080.
okay.
This is the streaming one, so I want to say that the other one. We may have to switch over to the other one to see what it said, but I believe it says something about streaming at higher or capturing at higher resolutions and stuff like that.
Yeah.
We'll switch over to the other one.
Sure.
We're gonna switch over to the other one.
Jason, you needed to. Okay, he knows.
Okay.
Somebody was asking about sinking and climbing towers. That's still in that game, but it doesn't seem
It's
to
not
do
the same-
do a huge
yeah,
amount.
it's
I think
not
it
really
uncovers
the-
some map details, but you
Yeah.
can see the map.
It
pretty
unlocks
easily.
it's a fast travel point.
Oh, yeah. There are fewer of those than I would expect for a game of that size. Like there could definitely be a few more fast travel points in that game.
Come on.
Have you guys ever noticed how bad the audio quality is in every Assassin's Creed game? What's your take on it? Haven't noticed anything especially bad about it.
Where was it here?
Yeah, go to advanced video settings and then go to 4K TV details.
Look at all those check marks.
Yeah. Your TV supports capturing 4K game clips and screenshots,
Oh, wow.
HDR game clips and screenshots.
Jeez, that's cool.
So now go over to
Yeah.
the setting capture and see what the options are there.
Okay.
This will do 4K 60 FPS recording
was
up to an hour when running in 4K mode and
Yeah.
using an external hard drive.
Right. Yeah. Oh, so maybe yeah.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Yeah.
30 seconds.
30 seconds max.
What is the difference between SDR and HDR?
HDR is HDR. High dynamic
Oh,
range
okay.
lighting.
I thought it was
you
an-
should know about 4K capturing. We'll post them at a lower resolution.
Jason, I'm
Preparation
gonna
takes about a minute per clip. Wow.
use the restroom real quick.
Yeah, 'cause it's got to bust
Go
it
ahead.
down to a low
Yeah,
res
yeah,
before
yeah.
it. Yeah.
I kind of want to capture something now.
Hit change your capture location to external and see if the options change.
Oh, you can't.
Oh, maybe you have to have a separate drive.
you can do it to an external hard drive. And,
Right, that's what I was saying. Is you know,
yeah.
if we switched it to that, it would be different. But maybe you need a separate hard drive that does not have games on it.
Something weird about seeing NTFS on a console.
Yeah, right.
Like it really drives home what these things actually are.
Yeah, definitely.
Deep down.
definitely. All right, let's switch back.
Okay, let me.
Oh, okay, yeah. If you got something else to look at,
Actually, well, crap, he's gone now. I wanted to download that app that he was talking about.
it says insects.
Insects. Actually, maybe we don't want to show this because it's in the store.
Oh yeah, yeah. Actually, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
I'll get it going while you can get back into the game on there.
I'm over here talking. Yeah, I'll load a game up here. So yeah, that's Assassin's Creed also. Let's what else we got?
Insects and Xbox One X enhanced experience
Super Lucky's Tale.
from Microsoft. Is this game cool?
No.
No? Man, I thought it looked kind of cool. Is it just kind of simple?
Yeah.
Like that's what I saw people saying about it. That it's not that it's bad, it's just that it's pretty simple in light of like Mario Odyssey and
Well, yeah. I mean,
Some-
that's an unfair comparison. I
or
think,
even
too, but
even, you know, I don't know, name another platformer from this year. Hat in Time.
Sure,
Ukulele, like
So the thing
Sounds
with
pretty
Super Lucky's
simplistic.
Tale that you immediately notice, or that, at least that I immediately notice, is that this is a port of a VR game.
yeah.
So the view of the action, your camera control is highly limited because it expects you to be looking at it through a
Wait,
VR
they
headset.
did not redesign the camera controls around a controller? What?
I mean, it's because you can't fully turn around the character.
Right.
It always expects you to be looking at it from the same perspective.
Oh, so they just like didn't build levels in such a way that that's rough. Huh. Now I'm more curious to see this because that sounds like a mess.
It's not a mess. It's just
Or you
like,
know, it's
not
just not ideal for like a TV.
It's like how in Crash Bandicoot, sometimes you were running at the camera.
So it's a throwback.
Sure.
Like he's orange and everything. Same thing. Same game.
This is So this is the extent of the camera control.
What?
Is these three
Oh,
angles?
weird.
You know, because like you're supposed to be looking at it through your VR headset,
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
kind of
yeah.
looking like that,
Yeah.
and never turning around.
So they just like don't have a system or maybe the level built out in such a way that it would work. Yeah,
Right.
that's weird. That makes this feel like a PS1 or PS2 era game.
Totally. But not in a way where you're like, oh yeah, like it's yeah, just not a great game. Is what I
Like
would say about it.
camera stuff aside, is it like a just a
It just seems really simple. You know, I didn't get too deep into it in VR or out of VR, honestly. So maybe the later levels are amazing, but like a Crash Bandicoot, I can spin my tail. I guess it was more of a whirlwind attack from Crash, though. But yeah, so it's like I can kind of rotate the camera over here just to get a better sense of like where I'm going in this specific case. And yeah. Yeah, looks nice and sharp, very colorful.
yeah. I mean, yeah. I don't know if I can get down with this voice acting for the fox.
Yeah, you know, this thing, it's got, it feels a lot like a PS1 game, you know? Back when there were a lot of kind of generic platformers coming out, in the wake of kind of the 3D platforming boom.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of feels like a throwback to that in some ways.
Ooh. Jason, I'm gonna hop up for a second.
Good.
Can you buy me a Red Bull, Brett? Just went to the machine myself. Just ragging on you. Love you, buddy. Bye. Finally.
Yeah,
We're
now let's
alone.
get down to the real business.
There's an option to turn off the email from me and display it on the dash. Apparently.
Yeah,
I don't know. I'm told that. I'm told a lot of things, though. This looks sharp as shit.
yeah, not a particularly good game, but you know, sharp.
A lot of people are asking about Super Lucky's Tale, which I not heard of. Is that a
This
thing? What?
is Super Lucky's Tale.
Any other big games you're looking forward to for the rest of the year? I think we're kind of coming down to the.
Yeah, not really. No, no. Most of the stuff that I'm interested in is already out. So you know, I've just got stuff I want to keep playing, and
Do you know if you or Brad have Final Fantasy 15 installed on either of these things?
do not.
I was looking forward to the Steam version of that. I'm not sure if that's this month or early next year, but they apparently have done a lot of work.
Yeah, you know, I mean, they're going to support that game with DLC, and they got that PlayStation VR thing coming out, that fishing game, and you know, they're doing all kinds of weird stuff. All right. Hooray, it's a diamond. Yeah, so I think you missed it because you weren't here, but like this was a VR game originally.
Oh, okay.
So like you can't turn the camera all the way around
Huh.
because it's expecting you to be kind of looking in on it like a diorama.
Wait, I thought this was Bubsy. Am I totally wrong?
You are, this is in fact Super Lucky's Tale.
Okay. I don't know much of these 3D platformer things. I did not play many of these games when they were very popular.
Yeah.
So I am swing my ignorance like I always do.
That's your wheelhouse.
I'll just say anything that people put in chat. I'm well known for that.
That's it's what the customers want.
Dangerous thing to announce out loud. Oh, this is cool. This Wolfenstein box you have is cool.
Oh,
I was even just surprised to see a disc in 2017. That is a cool box. Are we gonna plan on taking a look at?
Yeah, we should check that out.
We will fire that up.
I want to see the Xbox One X version of that.
Yeah, so I finished that game I played on the Xbox One X, but it was before their patch had come out.
Yeah, that's a bummer.
and it's a grimy looking game.
Yeah, I hear that Xbox One version is not good.
No, it is. I mean, whatever. The game is still fine, right?
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
But yes, it's.
A lot of people asking for Payback too. I'm not sure.
Oh, Need for Speed. Yeah, sure.
This is weird. It has a big disc made in Mexico sticker on the outside.
Huh.
Is this did this come in a part of a bigger package?
Yeah,
This
that's
thing?
quite
Okay.
good. Is there anything else cool in there?
There's a Terrorbilly.
No, I
poster.
mean like just in the collector's
It's
edition.
an action figure. It's a Terror Billy action figure.
That's awesome.
That I have not looked at. I just pulled the steelbook case out and played the game. And didn't really.
So there really aren't that many guns in Wolfenstein.
No,
are
there
there?
actually kind of aren't.
Yeah.
It's like 8 of them or something.
Yeah, so let's play some Wolfenstein and
right.
some Need for Speed. You want to pop that Wolfenstein disc out?
Oh,
and
you
put
want to play it
in the
on
other
here?
There's nothing in here.
one? Yeah.
It's in here.
Yeah,
Oh,
okay.
I kind of wanted to see it at 4K, but I guess that doesn't play on the stream. so
Yeah,
well.
I just don't know that that's...
Do things that are not games have 4K support like YouTube and Netflix?
Netflix does have 4K
Yeah.
support. Call of Duty's in there.
Ooh. Nice smooth, rounded edges,
smooth
on
edges
these
on those
discs.
Yeah, definitely. They went like the Wii U route.
Premium discs.
They should bring back Matte Black, like original PlayStation era. Just
Should we-
do a weird color for the bottom.
Should we check out this insects thing real fast?
Yeah, sure. Let's.
Jason, you want to?
I'll switch over to the other TV here and
You can turn off email on home and settings account sign in security and passkey. So if you don't want your email to
Oh, I thought that was required. I didn't realize you could disable that.
yeah,
That's good to know.
we looked, didn't see anything.
do you anticipate Nintendo doing one of these half-gen versions of the Switch?
I don't know
know.
what to expect.
I
out of
really don't know.
Nintendo. You could do a bigger screen. There's certainly stuff you.
I
Can
mean,
do.
they have done faster versions of the last 2 or 3 handhelds.
Yeah. Oh, we switched over, right?
I'm half
Wait, what?
ready.
Oh no, we did not switch over. This is on.
Oh no, you got to change
That's
the
right.
input.
Okay. Yeah, we'll change the input over here for you. And then while we're switched, I'm gonna dig into this. Where was that?
Settings account sign in security and passkey.
Yeah, I want to know.
I feel like I had looked. Oh yeah, show on home.
Oh man, it's so easy. Good to know. I'm gonna do that too while we're not looking at anything.
What a pain in the ass. Like I was sitting there going like,
Yeah.
I can't believe that there's no. I like dug through a lot
Like
of
as
the
big
different
as
screens.
big as streaming is these days, like
Yeah.
why would that be on by default?
Some of you want to take a look at the poster.
Oh, that's great. That's better.
It says Knatch. It looks like it does look like a Nazi Batman. Herbertus von
see these
Strasser
insects.
Blishment.
Where did that get put? Is that an app?
It would be a game and or app. It would be an app
I
probably.
think it's an app. It might be a game.
I don't know what it even is. Look under eye, I guess, for insect.
There it is. Insects. It's like
So this is what's the deal with this? It's like a good test
some
for
kind of, it's some
HDR?
kind of 4K.
Somebody says it was a good.
Some kind of 4K HDR, yeah,
Yeah.
like test experience. Whoa.
Well, Wise is in all the best games.
Oh. This is very bright. HDR is very bright.
You were turning up the brightness before on this
I have
thing.
not.
and It was almost painful to watch on the pure white.
I have not
Yeah.
spent a lot of time looking at an HDR screen.
It's
really
super hard
cool
for us to
thing.
like capture that on camera too. So I've got
Right.
the iris down a little bit, so
Yeah.
it might look a little dark on stream.
Yeah.
But if I had it any higher, man, those whites would blow us out.
It's like that sunlight where the guys are right at the sun.
Can you switch the audio over to this Xbox?
Oh, I can just. Here,
I can't. We're not capturing that one. You can turn up the volume on the TV.
Yeah.
there.
I just wanted to mute the other Xbox.
Okay.
What do we do? Oh wow, they're just like describing what
You can
4K
hold
is.
to skip.
We should
but-
probably skip.
yeah.
Wait,
Okay.
Hang
but
on.
It's going to actually show the detail.
getting educated here. Oh, I can move this. Look at the dandelion seeds as we go from 1080p to 4K.
Wow. Smart of them to build a thing that is like.
Here's the difference.
Here's the difference. Sometimes you can't.
Oh, they're flipping it on and off.
Yeah. Sometimes.
Oh
you
yeah,
might not
you know
be
what?
able to
Like
always
this is
tell.
yeah.
This is the showroom floor.
HDR ends up being a hard thing to convey.
Yeah.
To,
Whoa.
that looks like garbage.
Okay.
Are you controlling this or is it just playing?
Not really. No. I mean, I
That's the
can
greatest thing I've ever seen.
move it around a little bit. Yeah. Sure enough, that's higher res.
Yeah.
Good job, guys. Look at that. Look at the fur on that thing's face.
So this is the thing about having that OLED screen at home. That combined with HDR, I think, ends up being.
I think they're still getting audio from Wolfenstein, Jason, in the chat. That's what I'm being told.
They shouldn't be. No. Not
Okay.
anymore.
No.
They're a little behind.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
All right. This is useful, actually. Like just seeing the HDR back and forth.
Yeah. And so with the OLED being even more dynamic,
Yeah.
like that, those brights pop in a way that is fucking crazy.
Yeah, I believe it. Okay, you can see just the
yeah.
range is much flatter with HDR off.
Right.
Oh, do I just get to move this?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can see it side by side. There's a difference. Older TVs.
Does this new Xbox support 4K HDMI pass-through?
I don't know.
Pass through like with
The TV
No,
stuff?
it does
the
not.
TV stuff.
No, it does not.
Oh, is it just 1080n?
That would. That's unfortunate.
Actually, I'm not sure.
Yeah. No.
Okay.
Huh.
To be continued.
Wait,
I would assume it would, because if you're watching 4K TV channels or whatever source you're feeding through the Xbox, if it didn't do 4K, that would be
don't know.
pointless.
oh man, now I just get to play. Look at that bug.
Oh, wow.
Look at that 4K bug.
Lower the resolution on that bug.
Ugh,
God.
filthy. Can't even look at this.
Okay.
Ugh.
Turn this back on before I throw up.
All right, we're back to 4K. Now the HDR is better. Oh, we can't do spatial audio?
Yeah.
Well, let me toggle that. This is cool. I mean, it's good that they did something like this. On the other hand, you could probably argue if they have to do something like
Right.
this.
I was about to say, like, there's something to be said for, like, yeah, it's, it's not the jump to 1080.
Yeah,
It's not
no.
the jump to HD.
No.
It's not the.
The original 360 coming out at 720p was probably the most profound thing in history.
It's yeah.
Like just having an HD console was mind blowing.
I mean, just like, hey, here's a reliable source of like, or hey, these games are 16:9.
yeah, but like toggling the HDR back and forth, like it is pretty obvious what it does. Like,
Yeah.
that absolutely looks nice.
It's stuff like in the heat of the moment you might not
Yeah.
appreciate,
Yeah.
like you can here when it toggles like that. But
you'll never.
it's cool.
Yeah, you'll never miss it if you don't have it. But if you do have it,
I used to be the sort of person that would turn the brightness up on games a little bit because I would want the dark areas to be easier.
right.
Now I'm not doing that anymore because it looks good enough to where I'm like, actually, it's kind of cool that I can't see for shit.
Yeah.
At night in something like Wildlands.
Oh, wow! You can do all kinds of shit with the bumpers here, side by side.
It's like that fucking Ridge Racer Vita demo all over again.
Highlight HD. Oh, weird. So this is like showing you where the HDR bits are. That's cool. Highlight wide color gamut.
Neat.
Yeah, this is pretty basic, but it's cool that they did something like this.
Yeah. All right, you want to see some Wolfenstein?
Yeah.
Again, I'm
Oh,
in.
hey. Wait.
Oh, wow.
Let's play with engine stuff.
Huh.
Oh, it's 2 toggles.
Yeah.
Man, when I was doing screenshots for Fallout, I had to do so much of this weird. You'd click in the buttons on the dev unit, I think, to get into like screenshot mode. You can move the camera around and change the
right. Yeah.
time and the time of day and everything like that. Give me flashbacks.
Not that much you can do here.
Yeah.
Let's change the ladybug color.
Oh shit.
Whoa! The thing is a robot. It's a robot bug.
That's not okay. It's not okay.
Gears of War 4 also has an HDR split screen that you can try.
Look at that thing. It's really dumb.
That's cool.
All right.
All right.
That's this.
Wolfenstein.
This is
Let's talk
cool.
about it. So this is going to be a post-game save.
Okay.
Which means we're just going to load into some
Oh,
areas.
you
with
could
kinda
you
no-
could jump into this SAS machine.
Oh, it's new.
The vault
I think that's like
it's arcade mode.
yeah.
So you could just load a map and just play it.
There's some new thing they're adding too, right?
that's-
There's some new mode.
the DLC lives here.
The DLC is also
okay.
in there, but yeah, you could just like load a map from there and run around killing.
When I start my game up, it has this thing called Vault Unlock. It has
That's
a
what that
ti-
is.
That's what
Yeah,
that-
so
that's
when
what that
when
turned
the
into.
Timer.
Oh, the 9 hours. I thought I said 9 days. It's 9 hours, so it should be live now. Cool.
I don't know why they held that back. I'm not sure what they were trying to accomplish with that.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like it's kind of underwhelming. They're going to go
Yeah.
like, oh, well, all right, sure.
How far along are you in this?
I finished it.
Are you gonna not spoil anything for me?
The post-game stuff is like side
shouldn't-
quest stuff
Oh,
without
It
any
shouldn't
context.
really spoil anything. I don't
Not
think.
that concerned about it.
Yeah. So
Go find Max Heth.
Max Haas.
Max Hoth.
Max Haas.
That's dialogue.
Max. Max Haas.
So this is not during the game itself. This is some
yeah,
side
this
thing?
is post game.
I gotta say, I really like the writing in this game, and I like wandering around, listening to all the conversations. I like the pig, but these submarine sections can be a little, so much stuff. I just want to go back and
I like it.
shoot more people.
I like that they give the characters time to breathe.
Sure.
I like that you can poke
Some
around.
of the conversations you overhear are worth it. I
Yeah.
think. Like
Yeah.
if that stuff wasn't better or wasn't as good as it is, then these sections would feel like. kind of
Also,
waste.
I love that like this is so Chronicles of Riddick, you know, like this is literally the thing that this group of developers has been doing for 10 plus years.
I guess you can also skip it all if you.
Yeah, you could just go to the objective indicator and not talk to anybody and just do the next mission if you really want to. What is a good looking map here? Because I feel like a lot of the level design is kind of drab in this game. Like most of the Manhattan stuff doesn't look amazing.
People are saying that Manhattan is probably a dry run for Fallout 5 or something like that.
No, they will never make a Fallout game on this engine. That's insanity.
Yeah, I don't think this engine would do what they want a Fallout.
Maybe
game.
just
they
in
could
terms
never
of art direction.
They could never build a game of that size with this level of detail. Like that's crazy.
Well, but
back
art
up. Where
direction wise,
the
it just
locations?
looks like a.
Let's go to New Orleans.
New Orleans
I
is
guess,
okay.
if I have anything open here.
Oh, right. You have to
Yeah.
actually decode the location
Yeah,
first.
let's just do a Manhattan level.
Yeah.
Because I also don't want to show some of the other areas like later.
Yeah, Manhattan is like
a
an
later
early
Like,
game
Manhattan's kind of early
spot.
enough.
Jason, I have a question in chat. Do you calibrate your TVs there, or you just pick the built-in setting?
Xbox has a calibration setting, and I went through all of the tests, and everything seemed pretty great. Actually,
Yes.
That looks really rough.
Yeah, so
is a video.
You end up in a
Oh, okay.
situation where, like, like a lot of the rendered stuff, pre-rendered stuff, looks even worse.
Sure.
It's a 1080 video running on a 4K TV.
Yeah.
Stuff like that makes me feel like I don't need to rush into getting a 4K TV, you know? Like games are still lagging behind that.
Yeah, a little bit.
That gun texture looks
Hey, Blazkowicz.
way bad.
Uber Commander Heinrich Mueller should be somewhere in the subway tunnels. Find him and put him in the ground. Grace out.
What are the point of doing these?
It gives you a chance to go back into the levels and get upgrade things that you missed.
Oh, okay.
Well, and there are some new upgrade things you couldn't get the first
Oh,
time you
okay.
were here.
All
Like
right.
you can get the other contraptions that were
Right,
not available
yes.
before.
Siehst doch mal positiv. Nur noch
So much of the
Set it
ambient.
off.
Oh no! I was gonna say so much of the ambient dialogue in this game is amazing.
Yeah.
Just like the conversations the Nazis have as you're wandering around.
What difficulty are you playing on? These guys are like bullet sponges.
This is like the default. So it's the second one up, basically. But yeah, there are plenty of cases in this game where you'll put 5 bullets into a Nazi and he'll keep coming at you.
Yeah. I will say it is definitely better than the first game about not having bullet spongy enemies, because that game was fucking terrible about that. Like the super soldier, the big armored guys in the first game just sponged ammo. That stuff is definitely better, but this game has its own problems.
What are these Nazis doing in New York? They're trying to find the resistance cell, I guess.
Well, they nuked it.
yeah. So that's why I'm curious whether.
Yeah, I mean, there are, if you actually want to know, a lot of the collectibles and stuff tell you exactly what they're trying to do.
Yeah, there's a lot of great world building in this. Like they want to rebuild the city into like a shining jewel of the Reich. Basically, use it as a propaganda piece.
But, like, it's so irradiated that, and you find things that are just like, these timetables are unrealistic, there's no way we're going to get people to live here. You know,
There's great bureaucratic chaos implied by a lot of these documents you find, which is like totally accurate. And then there's that. That happens.
Yep.
Now you're dead.
Yeah, you die a bunch.
I didn't even notice that your health was low.
That's
Maybe
how
it
this
wasn't.
game does it. to
Maybe
me,
it wasn't.
right?
I don't
Yeah.
know.
Does the Xbox One X have HDMI CEC support? I don't know what that is.
I think it does. That's
I feel like I saw that in
That's the thing that lets you turn things on and off, like your TV on and off automatically. It's always had that.
I think so, yeah.
Hey, Blazkowicz.
Seems like this thing really follows in the steps of the S.
Mueller
Like,
should be somewhere in the subway
you know,
tunnels.
the S had a lot of stuff
And put him in the
that
ground.
this also has.
Grace out.
This just happens to be faster, right?
Yeah.
Like the S already had HDR.
Right.
S already had like some of these more advanced features. Like this just seems like a faster version of that with a vapor chamber.
Yeah. With a vapor chamber. There was one other game that we were gonna look at. I don't remember what it is.
Mayday.
Oh, right, Need for Speed.
Yeah.
Let's load that up, and I think that'll do it.
Okay.
We got plenty more games on here, but we didn't have time for everything.
It's
Is it really? Every goddamn time. I'm sorry about that.
This looks nice. It looks sharp, but it doesn't.
it definitely. I mean, as someone who played the Xbox,
Yeah, yeah,
One
I'm sure it
version
looks
of the
way
game
better
by
than
default.
that.
It looks worlds better.
Yeah. I played through it on PS4 Pro though, and it looks comparable to this. I would say.
I don't know, buddy.
All right, let's.
What the hell is this?
That's a network adapter for hooking the Wii U up to a wired connection.
We should hang on to that because I bet that also works with the Switch.
It probably theoretically would.
Yeah.
That might come in handy. They do work. Yeah. We do hang on to it. It just gets lost every time.
Yes,
because we
that
use
does.
it every 18 months.
Yes.
How are you?
All right, Cars. This game.
I hear
don't much care for it.
I hear things about this game.
Don't much care for it.
Everybody seems to have opinions about this.
It's pretty bad.
Yeah, man.
The characters and stuff like that. Like, so we're gonna record a quick look of this. So we're not gonna spend a ton of time here.
Yeah, let's just drive around for a little bit.
So I've been playing it here and on a PS Pro. This version looks better.
Damn mics.
Whatever that's worth.
Who needs them? Mics.
Man, like this had such a good reveal at E3.
Yeah, it's
Like,
the characters.
I came out of that.
Like how easy is it to? Oh, man, I'll have to see if there's a good way for me to start a new game here without deleting my save.
Oh, we should save the intro for the quick look.
No, I will, but I'm
Yeah.
more thinking that because the intro to this game is fucking. Maybe we'll just hook up the PlayStation version
Yeah.
because it's a lot easier just to delete saves and stuff like that. So it's just the characters are just terrible. The writing is so bad, and not in like a fun or funny way.
Because the writing in the last one was bad, but it seemed intentionally bad.
I
Would you
don't know
say?
that I would go that far, but
Okay.
Okay.
No worries. That, yeah, what was that? What? Not a great first impression.
So it's an open world game. You know, you kind of see little bits and pieces of like Forza Horizon here, and kind of some of this stunt point stuff. You see little bits and pieces of the crew in it in terms of how you upgrade your vehicles.
What do you use these points for?
The rep points, I might unlock additional cars, I think is what it does when you fill that meter. You kind of chain it together, you know, so we get high speed, we'll get some stuff there, you know, driving on oncoming lanes, but really you could just kind of grind it out doing donuts.
It's been a while since I played a racing game. Are in-game ads still a big thing in most racing games? Like,
Not dynamic
so.
the way that they were
used to
doing
be.
there for a while. Like, what was it? They were like Barack Obama ads in the Burnout Paradise at one point.
What? Weird. Like campaign ads?
Yeah.
That's fucking weird.
millennials, man. Are these real world locations? Like you actually go to Las Vegas or?
No, this is a
No?
fake Las Vegas. Let's fast travel to the tune-up shop here real quick.
This is, I believe, available on Origin Access trial, but from everything I've heard, I mean, not worth bothering.
Yeah, maybe not.
Yeah,
I don't know. I haven't seen anybody say anything good about this.
yeah, I don't like the way it handles like the driving. Doesn't seem good.
God.
The customization options are pretty lackluster. It's not a good game.
That was a bad looking rock that you just drove over.
Yeah, but it's a higher resolution.
That's
now.
true.
So, you know.
Is this? I guess this would be Frostbite, right?
Yeah. Yes, it is.
Hey Mac, I tried watching that soap of yours, Weeks of Our Days or something.
Gave my soaps a shot. What did you think?
An absolute waste of my time.
Come on. I grew up
So
with
fake locations with real cars.
Yep.
Huh.
Become a sexy doctor, driving my sweet Lambo on the way to the
That's how they've always done it.
Poor Mac, you're 0 for 3.
I can't remember the last Need for Speed game I actually played.
I mean,
Most Wanted, probably?
be a little cheese.
That was PS3 and Xbox 360,
360,
right?
yeah.
That was a,
It's a good game.
really fun
That
one.
was good. Hot Pursuit right before that was fucking awesome. I played a ton of Hot Pursuit. Hot Pursuit was the first Criterion Need for Speed, right?
I think that's right. Yeah.
Okay. Was the Run before that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, the run was in the middle of that, wasn't it? I
I don't know. There's a lot of Need for Speed games.
Is that a hot rod in front of me?
yeah.
That waypoint marker looks cool.
So this game just seems like it's a higher resolution. The sense of speed I think is pretty rotten in this game, and I think the handling. And granted these are still early cars. Yeah, I just don't feel like it handles especially well.
Out of the way.
Also, the rubber banding on the AI and stuff like that is
Gotta win.
pretty noticeable, which is good because you can't really rewind or anything like Forza. So if you lose a race at the very end, it sucks because you have to do that whole fucking unpleasant thing again.
How's the soundtrack radio? Is it cheesy good or just unbearable?
It's just lame. I mean, it's kind of all over the place.
Hold the lead time.
Oops.
Ah!
That seems bad.
Quick restart though.
There's stuff early on in the game where you're like, it's like story stuff, like you're doing a heist and getting away from the cops, or driving home from work, and like you're driving home from work and it's like, get there in 3 minutes, and you're like, why? There's no.
Because you live life on the edge.
What is it? There's a line at the beginning that's like, we make our decisions at 100 miles an hour. It's just the dumbest, like sub Fast and the Furious. Like, Fast and Furious is about heists now. Maybe we could get in on that, but it just sucks.
Is it? Are they criminals?
No, they're not criminals.
Wait, why are they doing a heist?
They did heists for a while, but sometimes they heist bad guys.
Oh, so they're like Robin Hood?
Yeah.
Okay. The Rock is the modern day Robin Hood. That's what you're saying.
You guys ever watch that Need for Speed movie, the Aaron Paul one?
No, I
heard it was really bad.
A lot lately.
I feel like we should, just so we can start answering yes, though, when people ask that question, because they ask it a lot.
I had a really good time with Thor last night. That was a really good movie.
Yeah.
I recommend you.
I guess. I don't know, man. There's so many Marvel movies.
It's like 3 a year. It's not terrible.
That's a lot.
I think the last movie I saw in a theater might have been Doctor Strange. No, it was Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
Yeah.
Doctor Strange shows up in Thor for a little bit, and that dude's accent, New York accent, is still the funniest thing in the movie.
Autolog. I remember that.
Yeah, they still kind of show friends' times and stuff like that, and throw that at you.
Can you hoo-ah their times?
No,
wrong log.
No, wrong log.
Yeah.
Man.
Then we draw some loot.
Draw a car. Okay.
We got a level 2 acceleration, which I don't. That's not better than what I've got. So
So if I wanted a good arcade racing game in the vein of a Need for Speed, and I don't have access to Forza, what's good recently?
nothing.
I don't
nothing,
know.
Nothing. Like that's the.
Also,
the,
Forza is not an arcade game at all.
Forza Horizon, like
Well,
with the
Horizon.
assists and stuff like that, like Horizon 3 actually.
close.
Yeah, I
It's
guess
close.
Forza Horizon 3 is probably the
Even Horizon is like not as arcadey as I would like.
right.
I don't think any of us took a look at Project Cars 2. I know it came
I
out.
played it.
recently. Have a
But
disc
I mean,
with it.
It's not.
Those games are crazy hardcore tuner type
That's
games.
yeah.
right?
That, you're not going to get like an arcade style racing game out of that. Also,
Like-
I don't think it's a. I mean, like people that are hardcore about it seem to like it. I don't I don't care for that game. The way it's structured and just the cars at your disposal and stuff, like it's just.
I can't think of anything on the level of a Burnout Paradise.
Still a really good game.
Like what was the last game that was in that vein of like super arcade style?
Like The Crew, kind of.
Is it?
You know, like The Crew with all of its like add-ons and stuff at some point is like fucking monster truck tricks and weird shit. Like but it's also not a great game. So I'm looking forward to The Crew 2 to see if they can kind of like get that together.
Ubisoft has a pretty decent record of iterating and making things better second time around. Which is why I'm really I'm really looking forward to the Division 2 too. Division 2 too. I played the Division very briefly.
Assuming they make one, but
but
one would hope they would.
They're gonna do more Ghost Recon. I mean, they seemed like they put a lot of support into Wildlands. I really dug that game a bunch.
Well, yeah, I mean,
curious if they're gonna do
I would assume they would eventually do more. Eventually,
I'm just curious if it's Wildlands 2 or something totally different.
Yeah.
Did I dream this up, or did they say that Wildlands did super well?
I think it did well for them.
I feel like I saw them in that earnings thing saying
Yeah.
it was-
They've done a great job of post-game support, like all the stuff they've added to Tier 1, the PvP modes.
They seem to
pretty fun.
support all their stuff pretty well.
Yeah.
That seems to be their new MO is like fucking keep on the grind until you turn your game into a service.
Yeah.
If people don't want the service, keep evolving the service until people want the service.
Right.
And like For Honor and stuff like
But
that.
yeah, like
same
For Honor,
deal.
like Rainbow Six Siege, like all their games seem to just get updates for ages.
Yeah.
And their PC ports have been really spectacular this year too. A lot of options, really good, like graphical menus that show what you're changing in real time. So,
Anyway, that's Need for Speed. We'll do a quick look at this. In fact, I think we're just going to record it right now. You know, that's also the Xbox One X.
Yeah.
we'll be talking about it for a while, I'm
It's
sure.
a powerful Xbox.
Yeah, you know,
As
obviously, like,
promised.
games will keep coming out. So, you know, I guess that continues to be my takeaway, right? Is they said they were going to make the most powerful console. It seems like they did that.
Oh, yeah.
And that's cool.
Yeah.
It's not quite the automatic slam dunk that it seems like it maybe could have been.
I definitely would have preferred more 60 FPS rather than the
Yeah.
4K stuff.
Yeah,
That
definitely.
Frame rate
and,
is.
and I think like they don't have new games launching alongside it,
Yeah.
which I think it would have gotten more people talking about it.
Sure.
I think in a way that
Yeah.
they just don't have right now.
I don't see the chatter around this like I do. When the Switch came out, that was a huge deal. This just seems to be people are talking about it here and there, but only because I'm
Right.
in the games.
Yeah, if they had
World.
even just like one, I'm sure like at some point that's what they wanted Crackdown to be or something, right? Before they pushed it back. But instead, it's it's cool updates for games you may have already finished, which you know becomes of limited use at some point.
Yeah.
Forza looks really good, so if you're playing a lot of Forza, then that's a pretty easy one. But
Yeah.
it's good.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't say that I'm like falling out of my chair crazy over it either. It's they've done a good job here.
Yeah.
And I think they've set the stage pretty well, and where they go from here is very interesting, both in terms of like how they support the features of this console, how third parties take to it, and then also what it means long term for like the next consoles and all that sort of stuff. So.
If you already bought in on the Xbox, it seems like a no-brainer.
Right,
Like
even at 1080, you would say
I
that.
think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, just because the original Xbox One is kind of not great at
it's
this point.
underpowered. Yeah,
Yeah. Like you talk about stuff like Wolfenstein just not looking very good.
It's just blurry and
Yeah.
fucked up looking in spots. It's
Yeah.
really
Like
The only-
that power deficit has come to haunt them. I think.
The only game I've played on my Xbox One is RE7, which definitely looked really kind of blurry and muddy.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm in the market for this right now. The frame rate is a little.
But like if you're like me and you already have a PS4 Pro, like it's tough to feel like I really need to get one of these right now.
I think this is better than the PS4 Pro.
It is.
Like-
It absolutely
like
is.
point
It's-
blank,
but it's like you were down here on an Xbox One, but you're kind of here on a PS4 Pro, and then you would go up like like the Gulf, like you're already getting games at over 1080p on a Pro.
Sure, I guess.
So like
yeah.
like the jump is there is a jump, but it's not
Yeah.
profound enough.
And it comes down to the type of
$500
software you want to play,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
what are your thoughts on the PC as a
Yeah.
gaming platform?
Yeah.
Like
But
all
if
that other
if
stuff.
you don't have one of like a new super fast console already, this is definitely the best one.
yeah. All right.
I had a lot of questions in chat that I didn't have time to ask, so I assume if you guys, we're probably talking about this in Bombcast.
Talking about this thing for years. Yeah, we talked about it for a long time on the podcast, and yeah. So check that out. We'll record a Need for Speed quick look here in a sec as well. And, I think by default, like our Xbox One coverage will be recorded on this, and we'll play around with some of the 4K stuff and, kind of keep grinding on the back end tech and see what makes sense for us presenting games going forward over time and all that shit. And thanks everybody for watching, and we'll see you around.